When the dark creeps in and the light starts to fade, who stands tall while the rest run away? Through blood and fire, through shadow and strife, we bring the storm, we bring the fight. Steel in our hands and stars in our sight. We march on danger, we dance with the night. So raise your voice, let the echoes ring. The night watch comes, let the battle sing. We're the fire that burns
That
when
should be
the
dope.
cold winds blow. The light in
Can't wait to see where they go with that.
They're supposed to. It's actually 2 episodes. It's gonna be one.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be. It's like one Thursday night, and then another on Friday night.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. They're coming
Nice
back
little
with two.
like a two piece. That's
Yeah,
dope. I mean,
and they got a I think the same night as the first episode. I heard. I don't know if it's true. I heard they got an hour and a half. It's a recap, but it's like 90 minutes long or some shit. Or was it 90 minute or 93 minute long recap. I'm like,
I mean,
that's a full ass movie right there. I was like,
right.
damn, they gonna try and recap 1100 episodes of
Yeah, they're gonna recap all of it.
I'm gonna watch it just for the hell of it, just to see like how they recap that.
I mean,
Because
I
people
just
like my
finished it, so
people like my yeah, well, yes, yeah,
I
it's
just
still
all caught
fresh in
up.
your
So
head, right?
yeah,
But it's good for people like my
that
wife
have
who
it.
like
That
she
that
watches
haven't
a
seen
lot of
it.
yeah, she watches a lot of shit, and she
Be
recalls
forgetting
like
stuff.
yeah, there's like stuff she'll forget. So like
Yeah,
she's the prime target when it comes to recap episodes, especially if she hasn't seen something in a long time. Like she
right.
needs
I
that.
mean,
Sometimes I
some
need it too.
people just need
Depends. It
right because
depends.
depends
Yeah.
on how old this because that shit was shit that happened in 2000 and fucking 15 and shit.
Right. I'm trying to think what anime it was. There was an anime I had to fucking like rewatch because I was like, damn, I forgot. Like it was so long. I was like, man, I forgot what happened in season one. These motherfuckers finally came out with season two. Yeah, I can't remember what it
Um,
was, but I ended
it
up
was some.
rewatching season one just so I can fucking like remember
It was something
everything.
that just came out too. I remember you was talking about it not too long ago because I
Yeah, it
was just
wasn't that
talking
long
about it.
ago.
It wasn't that long ago. You were like, "Oh, I gotta rewatch." Was it? No, it wasn't One Punch Man. His
Was it?
Ocean ain't even out yet.
Might have been Kengan Ashura.
Yeah, it was Kengan. Oh no, or
It was either
was it
Kengan
Kengan?
or
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been Kengan. No, it was Kengan because I think we definitely were talking about it because I was talking about Kengan versus Baki.
yeah, yeah. I had to rewatch some of Kengan because I was like, damn, it's been so long. It was another anime. I did that same shit. I was like, damn, I better rewatch season one.
Might even have been Castlevania because that shit just came out too.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna pick that back up again. If it's
I
gonna
mean,
be,
they just finished that
they finished
that
Richter's, yeah,
yeah they just finished that last one, so they he was on his way to fucking Katie and shit.
yeah,
So that might be dope.
yeah. That's why I'm curious if they're gonna continue picking up with him, or if they're gonna do like another Belmont.
Uh,
Trying to think of what the next Belmont would be. Who comes after Richter?
I can't even remember. But there's Richter, Simon,
I'm surprised they could do a
Travers,
prequel.
Trevor.
They could do a prequel. I'm surprised they didn't do Simon Belmont. I'm really
Mm,
surprised.
is it Trevor?
Trevor was the first. Yeah, Trevor was the from the third game, and he was the one that they started with.
No. Who was the one that they had the fucking
But Simon's the
there
one
was
that
Was on 64. Who was on 64? Not Belmont.
Oh, I think he was like, but he wasn't like a full Belmont. Well, he was like, I think his last name was Schneider. I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Castlevania 64, yeah.
Yeah, there was one of him, and then there's another one. I can't. That lore is deep too. It's one of them that's like, okay, I don't.
Yeah, it's because I remember trying to read up on some Castlevania lore, and they had to do some retcons because like there was at one point they had a Game Boy game, they had a Game Boy Castlevania, and it was supposed to be like prequel to all of it, and it was supposed to be you were playing supposedly the first Belmont, and it was this woman. It was this woman named oh man, I forgot her name, but she was supposed to be the first Belmont. But then they retconned that, and there was a PlayStation game that came out called I think Castlevania
Yeah,
Lord of
was
Shadows
it?
or something. I have the game. I
Yeah,
never beat it, but like they retconned it and had it where the Belmont in there was the first Belmont, and his name was Leon Belmont, which they mentioned him in the series. I remember when they went in the
right.
library and
Christopher,
yeah,
Richter, Simon, Hector.
Christopher was
Starting to get
before. Yeah, Christopher was Castlevania
Gust.
one. Yeah, Castlevania one was
Maybe
Christopher.
this looks like a. There was a couple. That's right. There was a couple on Game Boy too, right?
But some of
It
them,
looks like
some of
there's
that shit they retcon. So it's like,
just Sonia, Hector, Simon, Richter, Christopher Belmont,
okay,
Bella
yeah,
Belmont.
Ryan. Okay, yeah, I was right. Reinhard Schneider, heir of the ancient Belmont clan. I don't know why his last name's Schneider. Maybe why is his last name Schneider? Was it to hide his identity?
Yeah, Renard,
He's a
playable name.
Belmont descendant who boasts a okay, yeah, who boasts a deviating surname. Though in development, his name was given as Schneider Belmont. So why they change his last name?
Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania 2, Castlevania Legends, Castlevania Order of the Shadows. There's some
Oh, there's a
Castlevanias that I
whole bunch. Yeah.
there's some Castlevanias I never played.
Yep. I think they should just focus on like the
The
big
main ones.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably
Like
just do the big ones. One,
they
two, three,
already
and four.
I remember when they went to the library, the Belmont Library in the series, and he mentioned the first Belmont, and he said Leon Belmont. I was like, okay,
Richter was
so
in the
they
Symphony of the
so
Night.
I was like,
Okay.
so they're going based off of yeah, I remember Rick. I knew Richter was gonna be next. But as soon as Castlevania ended, and I heard the new one was coming out. Told my wife, I was like, I'll guarantee you they're going with Richter because that is the only game that I've played was Symphony of the Night where Richter was in it and Alucard because you know they bringing Alucard back. Sure enough,
Keep coming.
the character, the main character, Richter. I was like, yep. And I knew Alucard was showing up, and they saved that motherfucker for the end of the first season. I was like, oh,
Yeah. That was dope. That was a nice surprise. I like it.
I was waiting for it.
They set that up nice.
I was waiting because like the whole, I'm like, man, last episode, fuck, and then wow, I was like, finally. I didn't
Fuck
say
is
anything to my
Leon
wife
Belmont?
though. My wife was like,
Which
"How
one
did you
was he
know?"
in?
She's like, "You got that spoiled?" I was like, "No, I've played Symphony of the Night and Alucard. That's where you first play Alucard, and you don't play it. You play as Richter for like the first 10 minutes,
Yeah, and then it
and he
switches
gets
over.
like, yeah, he
Yep.
gets like possessed, and it switches over because he was supposed to go defeat Dracula and nothing happened. So then Alucard's like, hold up, Richter was supposed to defeat Dracula and nothing's what's going on? Let me go investigate. So he goes in. That's when you find out Richter got like possessed or some shit, and so Alucard's the one that has to defeat Dracula. And you defeat Dracula and you rescue Richter and um that was pretty much the synopsis of that game. But
Oh, see what
So
happened.
so Lou, quick question. Just want to confirm. Pale Lady does benefit from from what you call it, a competence bonus, correct?
Yeah,
All right. So when I looked up, I
she
was looking
benefits
up
from a
some
competence bonus as long as the effect that's granting it to her isn't a mind affecting effect, which is what the bardic music is. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
We brought that up before. I remember talking about it before, and then I realized, oh wait, it's still not going to affect it because the
Because
competence
it's a minor. She's immune to
is
mind
coming from a
affecting
yeah.
effects and spells.
Mm, damn,
That's some.
son of a bitch.
I did
Because
shot.
when I saw that, I was like, wait a second. The bonus is the bonus from bardic music is a morale bonus, but only for saving throws. The
Right.
attack bonus and the damage bonus is competence. But yeah, yeah, she's immune to mind affecting spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a
I did show Dave the feat music of the outer spheres. I said if he really wants to affect aberrations, he could take this feat. And he's considering it. He's not sure, but he's considering taking that. I was like, it would make sense. It fit in with the theme of the group. And, it's not like you're never going to fight another aberration, or it's not like you're never going to want to pump up Pale Lady. So
There's
it's
some
not a bad investment.
there's some other from the book that I got my
Oh,
artifact
shit.
from.
Dave's talking. I just realized Dave's talking. What up, nerds? Now they started introducing people loosely related to the Belmonts, but not quite full ass Belmonts. What game? Oh, you talking about Castlevania 64? Okay,
yeah.
Symphony of the Night is one of my favorite things. Yeah, Symphony of the Night was great. Pale Lady will succumb to my musical wiles. This like that. Okay,
There's
I get here. He heard me. He heard me
in
about the feet.
in the book that Adler comes from, there's a bunch of masterwork, what you call it, masterpieces that are, that are dedicated to like a eldritch horror kind of theme to it, besides Music of the Spheres. And so I kind of wanted to use that as like a plot point between Adler and Cassidy, where he would like call one of the, what's her name again, the Dark Dancer, because the Dark Dancer is like, um it has like bard features. It has like access to like bardic music and whatnot, and
Hmm.
have it where Black Swan is what I call it, where Black Swan would like converse with him and tell him um about masterpieces from like out like outer space and shit like that, and like inform him on like masterpieces from like that side of things inside of that core material that I use.
That'd
And
be
then
fucking dope.
yeah, and that would give him like knowledge of like bardic music, but like outside of like this reality.
Mm,
Right. That'd be dope. That should be dope.
And I want to bring it up in role play next time we get a chance to just like an RP and shit.
nah, I'm not
We
getting any
definitely should look
reply.
at getting into the Monday situation so he could be here for sure.
Yeah, I'm free to transfer over to Monday. We just gotta find out from Pichardo and Ricky whether they could change to Monday or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was there. That I honestly didn't think he'd show that Monday, and he did. So
Mm.
it feels like he's free Monday.
I mean, if you can't get there, shit, I'm down. Question with the mithril, how does that work with the so when my dex goes up to 6, does the AC bonus from the mithril go up with it, or is it like a max of 5? Anybody? Blue?
Sorry.
What happened? I'm sorry.
No, I was
Nah,
texting. What happened?
with the dex bonus, when my dex goes up, does the mithril bonus, does the AC bonus go up on the mithril or no?
that dex that maximum dex thing is the cap.
Okay.
Yeah. So like
So
you can only get you can only benefit up to +6. If you had if your dex bonus was like +7 or 8, you wouldn't be able to benefit from that with the armor on.
okay. So when my dex is +6, I still only get +5 from it though, or
The max is 6, so I mean, what's your dex now?
6.
6. Yeah, so you're at the cap. You're
So
good.
I get one more. So would it be 23?
10 plus your dex, that's 16, plus your armor, which is another 5,
Oh,
21.
I thought the armor. See, I thought the armor was the mithril, but if it the mithril bonus,
Yeah, armor bonus plus 5. Yeah.
wouldn't it be +6 or no? Or is it when I'm at 6, it's 5, and then 7, or I don't know how it
No,
works. Okay,
so the armor is giving you the armor bonus.
right.
That's the AC. That's the X. That's what's added to your AC. The maximum dexterity bonus is the cap. Because you know how you get your dex bonus to your AC?
Okay.
The armor armor
Only a
caps that bonus.
okay. Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right. Okay. All right. Okay, I get it now. My bad.
yeah. So like I don't know.
Okay.
Let's say he put full plate on. The
Yeah.
full plate is max bonus of +1. So while while you'll get +9 AC from the armor of the full plate, you're only going to benefit 1 from the dexterity bonus
From the
because
dexterity
it caps
bonus.
at 1.
Gotcha.
So
So I need
you're
stuff
not going
that
to be able
gives
to
me
get the
full.
other 5. Yeah.
Gotcha. So I need stuff that gives me full dex bonus. No,
So
noted.
mithril is usually a
The
very
best one.
common metal to like have because it pumps the dex bonus. Because I think chain shirt's normally +4 cap, but because it's mithril, it pumped it up by another 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll want
Okay.
mithril
All
armor.
right.
Yeah, you'll always want mithril armor.
Yeah.
And there's a special there's a special magic armor ability called Twilight, and not Twilight, nimbleness. And
Hmm.
what nimbleness does is it lowers the armor check penalty by 1, and it raises the max dex bonus by 1.
Okay.
So yeah, it's for like a high dexterous character that wants some armor. They gotta, they always need to go mithril nimbleness.
Yep. Yep. Noted.
I think there's something else that lowers it too. Because I remember trying to stack it one time. I remember thinking of all the ways to stack shit on armor so that max dex bonus is capped pretty high, especially if like somebody with high dex and wearing full plate.
Right. Well,
That'd
I
be
got
some
that.
crazy shit.
I got the fighter proficiency, so it won't be too bad. But I can't. Oh, it's all right. No, never mind.
But yeah, that's what that means. So yeah, you're good. You got the full
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm good. I'm
bonus.
good. 100%. I would just double check it to be sure because I wasn't sure how that was. But that's awesome. I've had that shit since like I don't know, level fucking 1.
Yeah, I think you had a mithril chain shirt and then you got a +1 at some point.
No, I really do think that's the same mithril chain shirt I've
The
had
same one?
forever.
I
Yeah,
think, oh, you know
I've
what?
yeah,
It was Caldum. I'm thinking of Caldum had a
yeah,
mithril one and then he finally got a +2 one.
yeah.
So for Lucian, just keep in case if you ever want more AC, just keep pumping the shirt
I
bonus
want
to
more
Yeah,
him.
AC.
To like +2, +3, +5's the max.
I just do that. So do that next. Do more AC
Yep.
and
+5 mithril shirt with
I can still get a ring of protection and then get a fucking or I could just pump the ring of life fortification that I have already.
yeah, yeah. Just pump that one because the fortification helps. And
Right,
the
with crit hits and shit like that.
right. Negating crits and sneak attacks. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
right, right. Like, oh, 25, 50%. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's what
that
I
sounds
needed
good to
to
me.
add. You wanted the boot.
Yeah, I'll take the Daredevil boots and the shield cloak because I mean I might as well because I don't got nothing on anyway, and it's just
Yeah.
sitting there. So I'll take the Daredevil boots again. I took them off before because I thought I was gonna get other boots, but we didn't have near enough money, or because I was gonna get maybe boots of haste or some shit like that, but never mind. I'll be all right for now. The Daredevil boots will suit me just fine for what I gotta do.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're
No,
plus
they
plus
that
five the acrobat. Yeah.
that ability that lets you get in and out of melee range without provoking an attack of opportunity is really what I'm looking at them for.
Yeah, for enemies that are gonna want to close in on them.
Like, which is everyone. And the shield coke is not that bad either because I can use a shield because of my fighter feats, my fighter class. So I can use the shield without it turns into a light wooden shield. Say I gotta move and then shoot, I could, you know, it's a move action to activate the shield. Get and what it gives you +2 bonus to shit. A light
It's a
wooden
it's a
shield.
plus 1 shield cloak, isn't it? So I think yeah, it's a +2 shield bonus to your AC.
Right.
Yeah, it's good to have it. That's good to use if you like really need higher AC.
Right. Like if for some reason I gotta hunker down or just move and shoot, I could do that and pull the shield and shoot. So I'll do that. And it's a free action to drop, so I could do that in a round.
Oh
And
yeah,
like yeah.
he overslept.
All right.
Yeah,
Charno?
he's coming on in 5 minutes. His alarm didn't go off.
Okay.
His alarm was silent. That's what it was.
But I can move and shoot. And I'll take the protection from evils potions and that invisibility. That's in the treasury.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. I'm not even signed in yet. That's weird.
I'll take that.
Protection from evil and the invisibility.
Two protection from evils and the one invisibility that's sitting in there.
The third. Oh, there. I gotta add that back on. Okay.
Yeah, we took them off because I put them back in the pot when we got back to the.
That's what I'll do is I'll take off one of the hide shirts then. Make up for the okay.
I'm surprised nobody wanted that crown of swords.
Right.
It's a dope little item right there. Like whenever you get hit, a fucking sword pops out and attacks somebody for you. Honestly, if I didn't have a head item, I'd already do it. I'd take it. But I got the spastic headband. Might not be a bad idea to just swap out. Maybe give somebody the spastic headband.
What does the headband do?
The one I have,
Yeah.
it's a +5 to initiative, immediate action +5 to initiative.
I
I don't
think
know.
it's
That was good for you though.
Yeah, no, it was real good. It was real good. It ended up being like +21 to initiative and shit. Like, but it's like I'm thinking like I could sacrifice 5 points if I'm rolling and running around with a +6, 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
yeah,
feel like +5 might be not. It's not overkill, but it's overkill in a way. You know what I
it's a
mean? It's
headband. It's a kind of steampunk looking because it's the way it looks is it's made of metal and it looks like it has like wiring and shit and like and on the inside of the band there's like these little nodes that like kind of they
joke the
they
body and
yeah
shit.
they hold into your head and when you activate it yeah it's like supposed to like jolt your nerves so that you react faster or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, not gonna lie, it gave me. It was the reason why I went first last round. So I am mad at it.
Hmm. I wouldn't mind going first, actually.
When Adler's done with the W that we got in the arena, he goes back to he goes back to his room to work on his wands.
Would it? Can I go pray to Tamura?
What?
Go pray to Tamura. Do we have that kind of time to run around or no?
Well the contestants got to stay in the they got to stay in the arena they got to stay in the casino B.
Oh,
All right, I'm here. My bad, guys.
no, you good. You good. If you need to sleep, you could have slept too, bro. It'd been all right.
No, no, no,
Yeah. Don't tell me that, cause I go back to sleep right now.
no, but it's so strange. I have an alarm every Tuesday and Thursday, 10:15, and I look at my. I heard Lewis like send a message, but I look at my phone, but the actual audio alarm didn't go off, but it's actually went off. It's like, what? This is so strange.
Mhm.
It was just like vibrating. That's it. I ain't hear that crap.
Sorry.
And it's funny. I always get tired just like around 9:40, just like 30 minutes before we start. That's usually when I get like super tired. I'm like, let me just take a
Yeah,
little.
Thursday. I don't know
I do
why.
that all the time. I always take like 20-minute nap, and like this time,
Thursdays, yeah, Thursdays be fucking me up for some reason. I'll be feeling tired, even though like Wednesday night I'll sleep early to make up for Tuesday. But
no,
Mm,
it's the same here. Like yesterday, I went to bed at a good time. Like I slept good last night. So,
right.
Last time, if I remember correctly, we got walked all the way back to our rooms where it was like underneath the arena, and it was a long ass trek to get there. So now that I know where it is, I could just teleport to it. So I do not plan on making that long ass trek every time. If you guys are looking for Addy, he'll be down there infusing his wands with his magic.
We can't go get no supplies then.
what, we getting supplies?
No, I thought maybe we could go back into town, like back into Waterdeep, but he just said we can't go into Waterdeep.
Well, we have a sponsor or a manager. We could ask him if he can on our behalf.
Oh, true. Do that then.
So, so
yeah, the
See,
contestants stay, but usually like yeah, their managers
the managers can go.
yeah they
Okay,
can go.
Okay.
I'm also feeling this a fresh quiver with 20 arrows. She used up like 7 arrows last battle.
All right. So now we got everybody here that can make it. Um,
Yeah, then I will definitely ask the
which one was
I
it?
need another potion of displacement.
Was it this one with the crowd? Yeah, this is the one with the crowd, I think.
Potion or a scroll of it. So I can give the one of y'all a cast.
Wow, what a fantastic turn of events here, folks. I can almost hear the cries of surprise and the emptying of pouches as the team ranked the lowest turned out to have taken down not one, but three other teams, all within just 30 seconds. It appears they all thought by taking out the weakest and the one with the most members would benefit them later in the battle. But everything turned 180 on them. By the gods, were they terribly wrong? There indeed was some casualties on the field, folks, all in thanks to those deadly firearms in the hands of Lucian, the holy blade of judgment from Xander, and the aberrant creature titled as the Pale Lady. Let's also not forget the latest addition entering at the last minute, as we are now able to introduce Calden Duranbold. Yes, that's right. A Watered Havian noble, son of Lord Bulldoze and Lady Kate, has joined the games alongside the Night Watch. Yes, a shorter match than expected, but no worries, folks. We have more lined up, but first, let's congratulate the winners of round 2 of the day 1 matches as they are given their
Somebody's
prize, the
echoing
Night
crazy.
Watch. Expect to see them again on day 3-3.
I don't know why it said 3-3. I was like, why did he just say it twice? Yeah, it was Johnson's end that was echoing.
I checked my settings. I know I only have a video only on roll 20.
No, it was on Discord. It was on Discord. All right.
Oh, so we're at the end of the battle still, then, right? Where we left
Yeah.
off.
I mean, yeah. The stretchers came to collect the casualties, and the rest of the losing contestants were escorted with them, and you
We're
guys
not.
are.
Wait a minute,
Can we?
am I bugging? I thought we got escorted down to beneath the arena to our rooms. It's like this long ass walk.
That was to
That
begin
was that was the
the start.
yeah. That was at
Guess I
the
was tripping.
that was the first day. That was the
Hmm.
yeah, that was the day before. You guys got and then you
Then
yeah,
we came
you
up from
re
the
you, yeah, you rested, and then after you rested the next day began and the games began. Yeah.
Yeah, we slept.
I had my memories flip flopped. I thought that would happen after we won.
No, that
Mm-mm.
happened before.
All right.
Um
Guess this potion is that good.
all right.
See,
But yeah, you guys go up
Lucia looks
to
over at the,
uh
can we look at the can I say something to the Sun Elves as they're walking out?
yeah, you could say something to them.
Lucia looks over at the Sun Elves and he's like, "What would possess you idiots to fucking go against us?" I said,
Aller,
How'd that work out for you?" As they're walking past him, he slaps the fucking Sun Elf in the back of the head.
Aller's
The day he
standing.
went like
A-
right up to
Aller's
Yeah.
standing on top of Pale Lady while she's hovering in the air. His arms are crossed, and he looks over at Lucy and he says, "Of course they made a choice like that. After all," he looks around at the crowd. "Aren't we the lowest rank here?
Uh, Ren, Renata goes in front of Lucian with her arrow pointed at him after he slaps the other. And she looks at him.
Lucy
And
looks at
she goes. It's not that hard of a guess, really. We were offered more.
Lucia goes. He looks at her, pointing the arrow at him. He's like, "Do you really want to try me? Do you really think that's a smart idea to point the arrow at me? After you saw what I just did to your friends, to the rest of these guys,
She
think that's the smartest move?"
so she lowers the bow and she's glaring at you, but she has this look of apprehension on her, and she it says in Elven for the rest of them, let's get going. And she turns back to you and she goes, to be fair, I'm not really angry at you guys. And you notice her gaze goes towards where Prendergast is sitting, and he's now standing because he's got to present the award, the reward. But
Mhm.
she gazes up over at him and she goes, it's hard to tell which one of us was being set up, but
He clearly didn't
I'd
care
she
for
but
your life.
she but she she's like I'd be concerned about that one, and she motions to where Lord Prendergast is.
Lucy
Adler has
nods. He's like, "Noted." He's like, "We already know."
a pale lady start flying over closer to like where the crowd is. He starts screaming, "You've got to understand. You've got to pay attention. Listen to me, all children. The old, the weak, the rich, the poor. You're all in danger while you sit here and drink and eat at the death of people inside arenas for your own entertainment. Don't you feel the world rotting from the inside out? Don't you feel the coming of the age of worms?"
Crowd seem overly excited, and they cheer even more as they think like Adela's confused, but for those that really good sense motive, you're able to tell that this because the crowd thinks he's putting on a show, that he's being
Mm.
dramatic to as like part of an act.
When Adler does that, Sophia looks at Lord Paldergast and does a sense motive. She wants to see if what he's saying out there, especially regarding the Age of Worm, if it has,
Same.
if it, like how he reacts to that news, whether it takes him by surprise, he's indifferent, or he's like, whoa, how do these people know about that? I want to. That's what she wants to gauge.
He seems indifferent. In fact, he seems even though he's looking towards your group with like a smile of congratulations, there's just this vibe to him where he seems extremely disappointed that you won the match.
Okay.
And so he proclaims on a magical and on an enchanted like megaphone that lets his voice carry out for everyone to hear easily.
Magic mouth.
Uh
Pause.
proclaims your character proclaims the Night Watch as the victors. He's like, um he proclaims you guys as the victors, and he requests for Lord Ertos II to come forward as um he hands your manager of the rewards, a trophy and the and 1,500 gold pieces. Um, and with that, the arena guards come forward to escort the group down to the casino by.
Ophelia, look at them. Cheering drunk idiots. I told them the truth, and all they did was laugh and eat their fucking chicken wing bones and drink their mead and clap like fools. They're just like the people from the streets of Daggerford. You tell them the truth. You yell it from the top of your lungs, and all they do is laugh.
Yes, unfortunately, sometimes we have to save the people even from their own ignorance. This is a thankless job. We don't do it for the glory or for the thankful, or for their gratitude. We do it for what we know is right and to save their life, as we did before once when we faced an even triad. That dark pool that Lucian unfortunately fell on, and that abomination that came out. Imagine if we didn't strike it dead right there. Had we had left, it would have gotten out, and our dear old town of Daggerford probably would have been consumed by it. The populace, most, doesn't even know that threat was so nearby. But again, we don't do it for the adoration of the people.
It seems like, but speak for yourself. I love the I love the lamentations of the women.
See. Yeah, with that, your characters led down to the casino by where you can relax, heal up, get some food to eat, wait for the rest of the day's matches be over. Your characters can eventually, throughout the day, start to see the winning contestants enter the casino by making the place, a lot quieter than day one. Uh,
Hell of a lot quieter.
yeah, you see, the Sapphire Squad's a winning team. Oryx Warband is a winning team. The Grim Howlers is also a winning team. And which of the it should be five. How many did I say? Is that four of them? One, two, three, four.
Yeah, that's four, counting us.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Grim Howlers, Random Team, and
six.
Oryx Warband.
Rounds were there? Like how many different teams? I mean, how many
So
different rounds?
yeah, besides
We
you,
were round two.
besides you guys, there's five other teams that have won. There's a total of six
Oh,
left.
so
Yeah.
16 total, then including us. Then.
Yeah,
When you say heal up, Lou, are you referring to each
people
group
that got hurt.
providing their own heals, or is the Cenobite providing healers on staff to do the healing for us?
The group does. And what
Okay.
usually happens is the sponsor will sponsors usually like go out and like if a team needs magical healing, they'll you know good managers will go out and they'll bring back like like potions or whatever that they need if if the contestants need something to heal up quickly before their next match the next day or something.
Okay.
Um yeah, it's Orcs Warband from Howlers, Sapphire Squad, and
So we're only gonna fight the Grim Howlers next round. It's gonna be just one team in there.
Yeah, your characters will find out the next day, which, yeah, it's gonna be the Grim Howlers. Um, yeah, it's just one team.
Okay.
So it's 6. So day three is gonna have 3 rounds of battle between the 6 teams. So it'll be there'll be 1-on-1. So there'll be 3 matches that day.
Okay. Bet.
Um, shit, lost my spot. Okay. Yeah. So
Can we do any searching around the Cenobite or?
yeah, your characters can there's places they can explore.
So Philly's gonna tell the manager to get her a quiver with 20 arrows for the next match.
And Lucia's gonna ask for a potion or a scroll of displacement.
Her down is having at the moment 23 regular arrows left. Look, I had 29 before. She used 7 arrows last battle.
Okay. Why did it look like that? Okay.
Yo,
Yeah, whatever.
Yo.
Hey,
we we're back down at the Cenobite,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
said?
Yep.
Um I just wanted to hop in and say Cassidy's still got a bunch of arrows in him, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
so
of them skimmed across his flesh, but there's a couple.
so when he gets down there, he kind of makes he's doing like one of those overly dramatic, death speeches. You know what I mean? Like he lays down on a rock and he's like coughing and stuff. And he's like, Tell the taverns that I never paid my tab. Tell them my name only rhymes with greatness, and never let them say that I died quietly. I want weeping choirs and fireworks and a statue with abs way better than mine actually are. And if anyone finds my body, make sure they put my hat on the right way. And don't let Adler do the eulogy. He'll just talk about stars and soup again. He sort of lays down again. He's like, I go now to that big stage in the sky where the audience always applauds and no one ever throws cabbages. And also, I might need healing, or
So,
or
so
like
Philly,
or like a sandwich, whatever's faster.
so Philly like, so Philly misses like the attempt of humor and takes like what Cassidy's saying like very seriously, especially like when she sees that he's like concerned about paying his tab at the bar and all that. Although that's probably not what he meant, but she sees that as like, wow, talk about sense of duty. He's at death door and thinking about paying his debt, and she goes like, "Don't worry, brave warrior. I'll make sure you pay your debts." And she means that not like she's trying to be funny. It's like she's sincerely like,
He's serious about it.
yeah. And then
Lucia,
she places her hand on his shoulder. Live, you must live. And she does like 2 or 3 lay on hands, whatever he needs to get at full HP.
Lucia's like, I don't even know if you had to do all that. You might just need a fucking drink.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Sophia. Appreciate it. Whew. Well, now I can drink without it coming out of all the holes that were in me.
I wouldn't want to pass away being in debt either.
Uh,
God forbid we let His Majesty have a few holes inside of him.
we should look at Luna. It's like, hey, pass me my weed back, by the way.
Oh, gladly, gladly.
Well, look, it's not every day that I get to, I saw those archers pointing all of those arrows right at you, Luna, and I acted as quickly as possible to jump in front and bravely take them all.
Oh,
I
what a
know what it
hero.
was. I know what it was. Trypophobia, 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 fear of holes.
Because honestly, why would they shoot at me? I'm no threat.
Damn. The fuck was that?
Hmm?
Somebody just.
Oh. But yeah, you guys are back at the casino by, and not too long after you get there, Lord Ertos II comes over, and he's like, I, I'm speechless. I mean, I knew you guys were good, but wow. Oh, and as your characters are like,
I told you,
as
Coach.
as as
Going
your
on
character
the
as your characters were on the way to the lift that would take them below the arena, um, you can see Dagsum and in
oh,
the
you were there.
seat. Uh, you can hear a magical message being sent your way so that you can actually hear him above the crowd.
Mm.
And he goes, your characters can hear whispering in their ear from this magical message, congratulations. And he goes, thanks for increasing my coin purse. I made quite a killing. Made quite a killing off you guys. He's like, he goes, he he goes, I wouldn't have he's like, I wouldn't have missed he's like, I wouldn't have missed the when I heard knowing that you guys were entering, had to come and visit myself and make some wagers. Didn't disappoint. Again, he goes, good luck in your next match. But yeah, Daxon's there. Yeah, he betted on you guys, and he's like, yeah. Um, but yeah, that was before. And then you guys went down the lift, and you went, oh well, Adelaide dimension door down far enough to get to the room. So when you get escorted back to the casino by Adler's, uh, you don't see him in the open area. He's probably back in his room with Pale Lady. Um, the but yeah, Lord Ertos, he comes to the casino by, and yeah, after he congratulates your character, he looks around, and you see the Grim Howlers there, uh talking amongst each other, and Orc, um uh they were the last team to like go for the day, and so they come in and later on, and uh you could hear them. You could hear their howls of joy from their battle. Um, uh this the Oryx warband, Oric and his he comes over to your group and he's like, "Oh, congratulations." He's like, "You're one day closer to a match with us. I'm looking forward to that. I have no doubts that you'll make it to the end."
It's just like, we have no doubt either, but you never know. And he looks over at the Grim Howlers. And he's like, do they any of them look like fucking Roth? Do they all look like is one of them Roth's dad?
So you're not sure. They bear some. Yeah, you don't see any of them that resemble Roth in particular. They they might be, that one of them might be his cousin, or you're not exactly
Cousins and shit.
sure, right?
Not
But
direct family.
yeah, you're not sure exactly. Um,
His dad's probably an outcast for mixed breeding and shit.
um, I don't know how much he really hasn't shared. His character hasn't shared much, but
Not a lot.
Are
Not
you
enough.
are you insinuating that all orcs look alike? That's kind of messed up,
No,
bro.
no. Mm, Just saying. So,
but he
Especially after your outburst in the tavern, you know.
I'm a little racist. I'm a little racist towards Orange, just a little bit.
so the uh and yeah, from what Cassidy's gathered, he hasn't been able to find like any information on like relations the orcs may have to Rolfscar. But other than he was originally from that tribe before he was exiled.
Mm. Why'd he
Um,
get exiled?
Because he's
We'll never
half.
know.
Now let me stop.
nah, he didn't. Damn, I don't think his character shared that. Yeah, his character never shared
He
his
didn't.
shit. Yeah.
No.
Um, you'll have to ask the Grim Howler.
No. Mm. Lucian looks over at the Grim House and he's like, fucking Tuskers. Again. And he's looking at him and he goes, Lucian says, you would happen to know a fucking runt named Roth, would you?
They stopped talking to each other in orc, and the uh the leader Muldog with his direwolf companion.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
God.
they're there. They're like next to
Mm-hmm.
us. Oh,
Yeah.
They're
We said we heard him walking down and past us.
oh,
yeah,
I imagine like it's a big locker room, a common area and shit.
yeah.
hmm.
I don't know if the map. I don't know if you guys see it on the map, but yeah. Actually,
Yeah, I see the map.
Adler. Which room were you guys in?
We were like all the way down here for our rooms.
Well, he's at his room. Adelar's at his room.
Yeah.
We were just down here. We just got
Okay.
down here. He teleported.
Here's your. This will be your room. So then yeah, Adler's down there. But the Cenobi, it's an enormous cave. It resembles like an underground village. The walls are finely hewn and the floor is paved with smooth slabs of stone.
Mm,
There's many artificial and natural pillars that support the relatively low ceiling, 15 feet above. So ceiling height of 15 feet. There are wooden doors on the cave's walls that lead to a circle of underground dwellings, all of them lodgings of the gladiators that are here for the games. There is a pair of similar doors on the north wall, and your characters, have seen it and been there. It leads to the kitchen and it leads to an infirmary. And there is an underground stream that runs in the middle, and there's a wooden bridge that crosses it that leads to a dining area with two long tables. Is it two? Several? I think the map shows several. Yeah, map shows several tables. The relatively fresh air, the murals of famous gladiators on the walls, and the soft illumination provided by amber-colored light globes hanging from the ceiling. It makes this cave a true marvel of underground architecture. Um, and so their room is up here, and they were sitting at these tables up there, or leaning up against the wall, and over here's like a trough of water where Muldarg, the leader, his companion dire wolf is drinking water from, um and Lucian calls out to Muldarg's the one that steps forward a few feet to address him, and he speaks in common. He goes, uh, "Did you say the name?" Said
Yeah,
Roscar. Okay.
Lucian last. You wouldn't happen to know a runt named Roscar, would you?
And Muldarg goes, "Roscar," and he spit on the ground. Goes, "A name that I have not heard in years. Is a name that we did not want to hear again.
Mm. Mm.
But we
Lucian
found
laughs and
out,"
goes,
he goes, "we did find out that that runt was here and joined the games. But now he's gone. So he left you like he left his tribe, huh?"
"I see. I see you've got a bad habit of that, huh? Quitting when it gets a little hot. Well, yeah, he was with us for a little duty calls apparently.
Luna looks, she's sitting at the table and she kind of like looks over her shoulder. She goes, "To be fair, Lucian, you did want to shoot him, and we've seen your shot, and yeah, that would have
No, but
ended not pleasant."
wanting to and actually doing are two different things. So you know, I wasn't too uh I wasn't too fond of him. No, not at all.
It's too bad that he is not here.
Hmm.
We wanted
Okay.
to we wanted to lay him to rest after what he did to
And
his
what was
bro
that?
after what he did to his brother.
Well, I
Hmm.
guess get in line.
Yeah, right.
What was that?
Hmm.
Huh. He killed the eldest of the chieftain's sons.
Mm.
Him and that
Oh,
mutt of his."
Lucian laughs and it's like he goes, that mutt was a little bit tougher than he was.
And I'm sure he would have been tougher than you too.
I'm not too sure about that. And good look, Lucian looks over at the leader and the dog and the dire wolf, and he's like, impressive.
Hmm. He's known for quite a while. where Roscoe was.
Hmm.
We know it was in Daggerford. I do believe one of my companions you've encountered, and one of the am I being raided? We are being raided by Live and Let's Die. What's up? Thanks for the
What up? What
raid.
up?
Thanks for the raid. What's up? How'd your guys' game go?
Which gotta be
Hello,
was
hello.
that the couple that we fought?
The what? What couple?
Uh, the orc couple.
No, no, no. Um, that was an orc and a human.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about. The ones that was with Feldrick.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. He's saying he goes, my companion you've ran into that brought news to me, for I was seeing through its eyes.
Oh.
When your party was inspecting that cairn. And so as you think back, you start to realize that there was when you went into the cairn, the first thing you did encounter was a pack of wolves, but one of the wolves
Oh. I
had
do
like a
remember the
special markings on it, shaved into its fur.
right.
And now you know
It
that
belonged to him.
yep.
Oh, I
So
remember
for a
those
long,
wolves.
so yeah, so he's pretty much
Yeah.
saying for Moldog for a long time had discovered where Rothscar was been hiding, and it was in Daggerford.
Mm. Lucian kind of goes, "Oh, those are your wolves. I remember them down in the Carns.
Oh,
Believe
one of them was. One of them was.
one of them was right.
Yeah.
You said I remember you saying they belonged to somebody, and
Yeah, I think that was the one that
we
ran
never found.
off or got
Yeah,
let
we healed.
go, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we healed it. We healed it and let it go.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
that's what it
Luna.
was.
I think not Luna. Sophia healed it. She said we couldn't kill it.
Adler tried to sacrifice one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
I think Sophia healed it and it went about its way. Lucian mentions that he's like, I believe one of my friends, Sophia, healed it and went about its way.
The Bulldog is he goes. It is disappointing that he's not here. Oh well, we'll see what you have in store for us. Although we won't go easy.
I don't expect you to, and neither will we. Should be a decent fight. You look a lot tougher than Roth.
Ooh, that's bad. That's not saying much.
So Philip does detect evil on that group since they happen to be huddled together.
Really does what? The
Detect evil on them.
mm. So she senses evil auras on the the one of the orcs, female in appearance, but she wears like the intimidating, wicked looking mask with like antler horns. Um You sense an evil aura on her as um as well as two two other orcs that appear to be barbaric looking warriors. Um, the rest the rest of them don't have there doesn't seem to be an evil aura that she detects on them.
All right.
We currently don't know anything about the Grim House, right?
Nah, we don't know shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
other
we
I
know
mean
what
other
we
than
know what
what's in
Cassidy found out.
yeah, other than what
The
Cassidy found out, yeah.
So so Luna's aware that one of them is a witch, is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So she's going to do a lore check. Never mind.
Never mind.
He's heard of he, he doesn't remember much. He does recall that there are among a few witches, especially ones in tribal civilizations, um, or even as loners, there are witches that are able to draw their power from their ability to endure pain and suffering,
Hmm.
and mutilate their own flesh, scarring it and gaining power from that ritual scarring. And instead of familiars, they actually have masks that they use as repositories for their power.
Hmm. Hmm.
The masks act as a fetish for their magic.
Okay.
Another
Uh,
witch.
but yeah, that's as much as her lore can tell her. Can't say much else.
It's another witch. She kind of like leans.
Mm.
And she's glaring intimidatingly at Luna. Just these eyes underneath the mask that are just they look kind of bloodshot and
It's
and
interesting to meet
vicious.
another witch. You really don't come across them too often.
Oh
Oh,
Yeah, I could definitely
shit.
sense the deep evil aura emanating from her.
Right. Yeah.
She definitely has the boiling alive cauldron of hex there. You know, boiling.
she fucking eats people. She definitely has the cooks people major hex.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Definitely
She
snacks
eats
on
people.
babies.
Well,
100.
I will confidently say, may the best witch win. And by the best witch, that means yours truly. She tries to imitate Cassidy's confidence.
Bravado.
Yeah, bravado.
But yeah, as you seem enamored by there being another witch, the witch is not so enamored with Luna, and so actually sees glaring at you like some kind of uh angry rival.
Yeah.
Hex you.
Angry.
She hex you with a.
No, you don't sense any. You don't sense any hexes being placed on anyone or yourself. So yeah, but you get the feeling that she wants to.
Mm. Ready in action.
I'm interested.
But
Radiant action.
Let's see. Soon I see them hands start moving.
Do they have any visible animal companions?
The warg, the wolf, right?
The wolf.
The dire wolf, sorry. Big ass dire wolf that the leaders has.
Ophelia, I mean, the only thing that she says is, she like, well, your team looks very formidable. Looking forward battling you guys at the arena in 2 days.
yeah, we aim to make it quicker than yours.
May the best team win.
Lucian's like, you think you can beat 30 seconds?
Like that just oh god. That time is so weird.
Right.
You beat so in 30 seconds. Come
We
on.
Lucian's like, you think you could beat 3 teams in 30 seconds? Lucian was like,
Like
nah.
I feel like out of game that those times just should be a minute. 30 seconds? Come on now.
You know,
Realistically, come on
the
now.
A
time
lot of
the
a
times of
lot of
time.
things. A lot of things were
We
happening
heroes,
quickly.
bro.
Yeah.
We are heroes,
When you
man.
watch UFC, I've seen some
Shit,
matches end in 30
shit,
seconds.
shit, shit happens quick.
Yeah, and there's a lot of a lot of action going on in those 30 seconds in those matches. You can imagine between what 20 something fighters on the 20 something combatants on the damn field.
I just imagine
Pure
someone
pure
like
chaos
paying
out there.
all that money to go to this Coliseum battle. It's like, fuck, I gotta use the bathroom, and they leave and come back, and it's all over.
Well, there was like at least 6 rounds worth of fight. Ours was just like too quick, but probably the other ones, they got their money's worth.
Let's see. I guess because the characters see them, I'll show each of the pictures I managed to quickly grab.
Luna kind of she
Oh, yeah, this is Muldog.
That's the leader of the
Changed it up. Look at
Yeah.
look at
that's the
got the
leader of the
white wolf with the tusk on him.
He gotta let that ponytail go though. That shit is not looking good.
Flyers, fucking not a little top knot, just a little top knot.
That shit is. He just needs some more water.
Fly.
Drink more
That's
water, and that shit will
that's
be
for that's for the orc bitches. They love that shit.
good. The
They
hair
love
looks
it.
damaged. He got to
They
drink more
love
This
it,
is
water.
this
bro.
is his dire. This is his direwolf companion.
man. He got
Mm,
his own
that's
picture.
just dope.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's
I-
really cool.
yeah, that's tough. Can't
Yeah.
wait to
So
put a bullet in that.
and
that
then
lady's gonna want to eat that shit.
it's a Logor spirit shaman that's in the team.
The rules won't let her fucking eat people, which is really, really annoying her.
That's the spirit shaman, Logor.
Can we do a lore on shamans? How much do we know about shamans?
Take 10 with something like Cassidy, for sure.
Spirit shamans could be a
Yeah,
religion check.
religion.
The sorcerer.
Mm.
I already showed. Yeah, we already saw the witch. And then
The witch got the coolest picture for sure.
the two
I might have to cop that.
the two orc barbarians, they're sisters. Not twins, but they're Just using the same token for them both, but
Uh,
2
All
female barbarians.
right.
Let's
Secondary,
go.
secondary, cool picture. Okay. Hmm.
I'm gonna have to cop that too.
uh,
What weapons are the barbarians holding?
they have falcons, just like Roth
Oh, it's like
had.
rough. Yeah.
Yep. Is that all of them? Yeah, Moldog, Logo, Havoc,
Oh, they probably do that
Deathane.
rough kind of damage then. Gotta be careful with that.
So yeah.
yeah.
The jokes just write itself. What damage?
Uh,
Jokes just
After
write
after
itself.
9 rounds,
Nice.
he gets to put Bane human on and
before
starts
he,
to swinging.
When he
was involved,
wasn't, when he wasn't running around trying to put his
right?
shit on. He was clapping things.
Um,
He was
now
clapping.
they're not here. They're in the area where they keep the any beasts or companions of that sort. But you characters know this because Cassidy had gathered this info. They they did go out in the field with
Pale ladies over there with the beast too.
huh?
Pale lady.
Nah, she's in a room with Adler
Okay, good because we don't
working
want
on his wand.
No, they
to.
did have is that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So we go.
Okay,
7.
they would have been
They
beefing
do
over
have
there.
it's not just the it's not just the direwolf. They do have a ward, a large ward because they're usually like medium
Oh,
sized.
they
They
have a
have
full party then. They got a
they
full
yeah
party. Hey,
they
it's
got a
Yeah,
they got a full
you know,
party.
issues.
Hey, Lou, we're definitely playing. It's the Grim Howlers. That's who our next fight is against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
that world is missing a thumb.
And when are we fighting them?
not the next day, the day after.
Day 3.
Day 3.
Although they don't know this until day 3.
Okay.
I kind of gave it away
Yeah, he
early,
gave it
but
away. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so we
know.
don't know this in game right now.
yeah,
Oh, we
in
don't know the game
game,
when we fighting
yeah,
yet.
in game you don't know.
Okay.
You'll see the postings the morning of day 3. Um,
All right.
Whoops.
yeah, I gave it away in the chat too early.
I would have. Well,
And
Safina takes back what she said then because she doesn't know if we're gonna face him or not. But regarding like make the best team win. Well, actually no, it goes actually goes.
No, it
'Cause
still works. Yeah.
it works. We could still meet up at the finals. Let's say, for example, if they fight the other team, we fight a different team, and hey, we end up being like the finalist. So it still goes. Yeah. All right.
So
Big ass fucking
so
dogs.
since this witch doesn't have a familiar, could I learn spells from her? Because
um,
typical witches, you know,
yeah,
get
you
their
can learn. I
spells
mean, yeah,
used
from
versus
other,
familiar.
yeah. You could if she lets you.
Hypothetically, because
Yeah,
usually it's they commune with each other's familiars as opposed to just like trading spell books. But since she
I
doesn't
think
have
for
a
your,
familiar,
it would be in her mask. It would
oh,
be, yeah.
okay,
I think can.
yeah, that's what like the gist is that you connect with each other's familiars, but she doesn't have a familiar. It's the same thing with
Mm.
leyline witches. They don't have familiars or a mask. So how do you commune each other's spells?
This is so weird when it comes to their magic. Gotta trade familiars, mask. What? I'll stick with. I'll stick with spell books. Yo, bro, let me borrow your spell book. Here you can borrow mine.
It is
I,
clear. It's clear that they did not rework the logistics of this class. It is clear.
I think the way I mean if she was to share magic with a scarred witch doctor, I think Luna would have to like make a magical connection with the It would be Luna and her she used some kind of, ritual to like make a connection between the mask and Onyx
Okay.
so that the magic can go from one to the other. Yeah.
So imagine instead of her familiar being that mask, what if it was like her dirty draws? So her dirty draws and Onyx will have to make a connection.
Oh, the dirty draw witch. Oh man. Oh my God. What's this? What did he send me?
No
That's
wonder she
so
looked like she's dating
interesting
life.
because there are sorcerer languages too.
What did you send me? They've sent me a. He sent. Am I supposed to play that? Oh, he's typing.
Nah. Oh, is that for the song later?
I
It's like the
think.
first time we encounter a witch
Oh,
besides
okay.
Luna.
He said
Yeah, that's
Justin. He
why I'm
said,
really interested.
"Oh, the
Mm.
Hallis Vein song." Okay. Okay.
According to Lou, we've encountered a witch on 4 occasions in this party
Oh,
already.
the one in the
Excuse me?
dream. The one in the dream, you mean? In Luna's dream, but
Nah, not Luna's dream in like real life.
Have we?
In the actual campaign, yeah, there's 4.
in this campaign, 4.
Uh-huh. 4. Including this witch, so it makes 4.
Really? Where the fuck were we?
You? How do you not
I know the
remember?
one which the one you've been having a dream about
There
all the
was there was
time.
a there was a there was a
That's a weird
there was
name.
there was a satyr bard in town who has a son who's a half satyr who was at the guild who had talked to Luna.
A satyr?
A half satyr, half human, half satyr
Oh, I
witch
remember that
at
one.
at
I
the
remember
guild.
that one.
But he was a
Yeah, I
fey.
remember
I
that
think it
one.
was a feline witch or fey or what were they
It was a
called?
ley line guardian.
Yeah, it was ley line. Yeah, so he was a ley line guardian.
I
Um,
remember that one.
yeah, and they had discussions on, it was like where she got more witch lore was, from him. And then she got
Oh,
tricked into leaving her house, and when she got out into the street, she thought it was Sophia, and it wasn't. And then there was some mist that surrounded them, and then she got attacked by a hagbound witch, which she
that one, the
reckoned.
one,
Oh,
the hag one.
Yeah, and then you
That
got
that's
saved
the one.
by.
Gillimog.
Yeah, you got
That one, yeah,
saved by.
Billy
You got
Bob, whatever.
saved. Yeah, you got. No, not Gillymog. Gillymog was the
Billy Bob.
hag. This witch is like a direct servant of Gillymog, and she's a hagbound witch, so she has a lot of features similar to hags. She's more of like like a physical witch. I mean, she has witch magic, but she's got hag's claws and the strength of a hag, and like the hagbound witches, they slowly have the features of a hag as they gain more power.
Right.
Which
Okay. Okay.
and Luna recognized her as someone she used to have. They weren't enemies; they were more like friendly rivalry between the two in the coven. And and she started attacking Luna, and I think she had mentioned Gillymog, saying like, and I think she also mentioned, I don't know if she said it during her fight, but I think I wanted her to say something along the lines of, he's angry with Luna for being a traitor to the coven, and that she was gonna take her back to Gillymog, but she was planning to cut her up and knock her out and drag her off to Gillymog, but that was when Delphin came and saved Luna.
Oh yeah. We got the ley line and the hagbound. Okay. Yeah. 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 I remember.
So yeah, 4 witches,
Hmm.
one friendly, one enemy, and now one combatant. And she's still got to meet with that moon witch
Yeah.
when she gets a chance. But yeah, the witches are coming. Coming down the witch's
I'm
road.
just waiting on a hit. That's all. The only thing I'm waiting on is the witch hunter. That's it. I'm just waiting on the
It
witch
was
hunter.
Agatha all along. By the way, I saw that show. I got mixed feelings about it.
Oh,
There's
you
just
told us
certain parts of
this.
it. Yeah,
Where it was too
certain
much like a
parts about it I
musical.
didn't like. Some there's the musical parts I didn't dig, but everything else about the show I liked. So I would say I like 75% of the show.
I like the
It's
musical
it's
part,
worth watching.
and I liked how they that one song was like a spell, the entire protective spell the
That's
entire
the
fucking
only
time.
musical part about it that I liked. That was it.
That was godlike. When they explained, I was like, what?
And
That's
it's
pretty
only
dope.
because they explained it on the back end. They gave it like an actual like lore to it. But
Mm.
when it was just a musical for the sake of being a musical, I was like, no, I don't like it.
Actually, yeah, it had two lore. It had the original with her and her son, and then it had
Mm.
more when that one witch used it as like a spell to keep her daughter safe the
I mean, you
entire
you
fucking
you could
time.
be you do understand that you have viewers and you could be spoiling the show for them,
Man, that
right?
show's been out for like a year already.
Damn,
No, it's
cold blooded.
Damn, I guess I'm not gonna watch it now. No, let me stop.
If you're an MCU fan, you'd have been on that shit day one.
Bro, nah.
I can't even
That
say
shit
I'm an
burned me
MCU
out.
fan and I'm not even caught up on Echo. I'm trying to catch up now.
I
Like
burned out on MCU.
That's because you couldn't get on Echo because your parental settings were.
yo, my parental settings had me fucked. I ain't
I
gonna
didn't
lie.
really. That's crazy.
Because Echo's rated M. Echo was rated M.
That's
I mean,
funny.
yeah, but anyway.
Just don't talk about Daredevil because
So,
I'm actively
so
watching
Matt,
that
you had
anime.
all these years. You had your parental setting for
Wait,
PG
you're
13.
watching Daredevil?
Yeah,
So did you see Echo?
I never fucked with it, bro.
I'm. Yeah, I'm watching Echo as I'm going through
Okay,
Daredevil.
And that's the thing
because
with TV services. They
did you
only
see
let you.
Did you see Hawkeye?
Yeah, I saw Hawkeye.
Okay, so yeah, because Hawkeye and Echo
Shit.
does have it. You know, it carries over. It carries over into the new Daredevil. What happened in those two? It's like the focal point of why Fisk was the way he fucking is, like at the beginning of the
Hawkeye
season.
happens first, so I mean, you
Hawkeye
wouldn't.
happens
Right.
There's some
first,
things
yeah.
in the Echo it wouldn't make sense unless you saw
Unless you
like
saw
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, and then
I
yeah,
am going through Echo too.
and then there was things in the beginning of season, this new season of Daredevil that wouldn't make sense unless you've seen both of them. So it's like,
Water.
but I like that they're doing more connection with with the MCU because that bugged me about the first Daredevil. It was like, yeah, we're in it, but we're not in it. It's like, what?
I
Stop.
want them to put. I really liked Jessica Jones. I thought that was a good one.
They're talking
And
about possibly bringing her back. There's talks apparently behind like
Jessica Jones was good.
it was, yeah. I
I
like
just think
Jessica
it's
Jones.
funny that Disney allowed for her to get like allowed for the topic of anal sex to be a part of like the story.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, Disney is just taking the gloves off. I
No,
respect that.
that was when it was on Netflix though.
That was
Before it was on
Netflix.
that
That
was
was that,
Yeah, that
Netflix.
but
was
it still
Netflix.
was owned by Disney
Mm.
though.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah.
that was all Netflix.
And
That
now
was
it's
all
well,
Netflix
and
shit.
now it is on
That
Disney
was all
Plus.
Netflix Marvel. That was Netflix Marvel shit.
I
like
mean,
Jessica
Luke
That was
Cage
Jones
was
should
getting
be.
that back
Jessica
door
Jones should be
deep,
rated
bro.
M. 100%. Jessica
No,
Jones
it
should be rated.
is. They all were.
Yeah, it is.
All
Yeah,
four of those shows
I
yeah,
were.
want
that was
those
all
gloves from
Netflix
tomorrow.
Marvel. It
Five. I'm
wasn't Disney
sorry.
Marvel.
Not four. Five. I cannot forget Punisher. Punisher was godlike. I fucking love Punisher.
Yeah,
I still watch. I still rewatch Punisher.
Yeah, I would rewatch. Out of all the ones I rewatched, I would rewatch fucking Punisher. That they made that series fucking
I
epic
heard the
as hell,
dude
man.
that played Iron Fist is like, "Give me a fucking chance." It's
I
like
fuck
Yeah,
more of
that
like
dude.
he wants to come back. It's like,
Fuck that
he
shit.
wants he wants another shot.
and
That
that
shit
shit was
was.
tough.
That shit was buns.
nah, I'd rather see Luke Cage again, honestly, because they left him off at a cliffhanger. I'm like, really? But let's see. The Lord Ertos II had come to your character um after your conversation with the Grim Howlers as they they head over to the kitchen. They're hungry. Some hungry orcs. Um, so after he congratulates you guys and compliments on your skill and your win, he he stands close and keeps his voice low as he and he mainly like directs this towards like Sophelia, but like he also is like making sure everybody else that's there can also hear him too. Well, first what he does is he gives you your characters their share of the winnings, and then or he can hold on to them obviously because you're not gonna be like carrying it around. He can just hold on to it, but
We
um
got a bronze. We got a bronze trophy too, right?
yeah, got a trophy. Um, so after the congratulate right after congratulating your group, you notice his mannerisms get more mellowed out and serious. Um, he he goes, "May I
Hope we
talk
did
with?"
not
He
disappoint.
goes, "May I talk with you all in your chambers for more private discussion?"
Of course. Let's gather up in the biggest room.
So as your characters go into your room with you go in there, you see Adler focusing on a wand as he's like pouring magic into it, and working on his wand pretty much.
Only 13 more days to go.
Ooh, I could start on that stone familiar. Thanks for that, Lewis. Actually,
Yeah, it was my first time of hearing it. I think I was looking up stuff for witches, and they were somebody
that's
brought up
a good
somebody brought
fail
up
safe.
somebody
That's
brought
a
up
good fail safe.
somebody brought up the stone familiar, and it was like, have your witch have this just in case their familiar dies. I'm like, what is this? I click on it. I'm like, oh, well, there is a backup. Instead of like a million scrolls, she could just have one little statue hidden somewhere. And then if your familiar dies, you can always go back to your fucking statue and get all your shit back and put it on your new familiar.
Yeah, I'm gonna start commute. I'm gonna start making that once we're done with the tournament.
But so he goes. So Lord Ertos II is like, it's nice that you. Um, he's like, it's great how these events are turning out for your group so far. Uh, as you have already ascertained, I do admit there is a deeper hidden motive for having entering you in the games.
There's always a hidden motive.
And I had
Why can't
promised
we just be
to
upfront?
I had given my word to you, Sophia, that I would divulge more in due time. And I think this is you have earned enough of my trust to be given this. So he takes a seat.
He goes like, "Say your piece. We won't be judgmental."
Mm,
Well, Luna will. She's very judgmental about nobility.
she shoots a glare at Cassidy. No, it's just you.
You know,
Respectfully, Your
well,
Highness.
at least I know which fork to eat a salad with. Watching you eat is like watching a goblin raid.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Um. All right. So he starts off by going into like a little bit of background with the family, right? So he goes. So what you learn is that uh his noble house, the Phylums, uh,
Mhm.
let me write it here. Um, they've long been known um, for training and procuring fierce monsters. And he goes, it was just 14 years ago that his father, Lord Ertos I, was widowed at the time, and the former director of the Field of Triumph. He was the former director of this arena before Prendergast. He had fallen for the charms of Lady Arita Rai, who had moved to Waterdeep the year before, in 1359. As
I'll be back.
she was uh she was originally a consort of a trader from the nation of Am, and was seen amongst the parties and intrigues of the merchant nobility of Waterdeep. And that was where it was at one of those parties she had apparently her and his father had met, and it wasn't too much long after that she became uh she herself became a widow because her lover had passed away. Um, and so they married and had eventually given birth to his his half brother at the time, Lord Ertos III. Um, During that time, Lady Eridare was very instrumental in orchestrating the rather sharp increase of the fortunes of House Phylum. Uh, so he goes, and it was just 9 years ago, a few years after her, a few years after his father and his stepmother had been together already and had had their child, and he goes, I was out on a hunting trip to the Fyloon Hunting Lodge, located in the Ardeep Forest. The month of Alturiac, and, well, it was assumed that I had perished, when the truth was there was a magic scroll that was used during a hunt for during a hunt for a particular monster we were trying to capture. The scroll was to summon creatures to aid us in the battle. A pack of wolves. But the scroll can't explain, for I am no magic user. But when it was used, instead of summoning the pack of wolves, because it did release wolves, but they attacked us. And as I was fleeing, I fell victim to a few of them, but I did not perish. In fact, they were gone. The wolves were gone, and as I was trying to make my way back, night had fallen, and it was a full moon. And that was when I discovered, to my horror, that I've been afflicted with lycanthropy.
Mm.
And so I couldn't come back home, not like that. And so it was a while before I finally did return back. When I had returned, I learned that my father, who presumed I was dead, was very grief stricken and had grown careless while transporting a caged owl bear into a holding cell here at the Field of Triumph. And that the cage just wasn't locked properly, caused it to escape, and I had killed my father as well as 6 other beast handlers. And so my stepmother had laid him to rest and compensated the families of the deceased for their losses. And it was clear that the next to be named as Lord of the household of Failund would be Ertos III, my baby brother. It was 2 months after that. He goes, I was gone for 2 months, and when I had returned, I had missed my father's funeral by 8 days. The mantle of lordship has passed to me, although due to Watadavian laws and my affliction with this lycanthropic curse, um, I am not. Neither me nor my own children can be next in line for the rulership of the house. It would have to be. I would have to go to Lord Ertos III, which is understandable. Such is the laws of the city. However, as much as I keep a civil relationship with my stepmother, I recently discovered that the bones of my father had gone missing from the family vault. I had already been feeling suspicions about his death, and with this new revelation, this confirmed my suspicions needed to be investigated further. And I believe Lady Aridare had something to do with it. In fact, she was the one that helped procure that scroll. And so my suspicion is she had done that on purpose.
Mm.
Now, I can't just go throwing accusations without evidence, of course. And I'd long wondered how to get that done without letting it slip that I was investigating and giving her the ability to cover things up. And then it dawned on me about the idea of sponsoring a team of gladiators this year and hiring them to search for clues here beneath the Field of Triumph.
Mm.
Boots for what?
The death of his father.
Yeah.
Oh, for
That
the death of his
was
father.
the death of his father being orchestrated by
Who's this lady?
the
Is
the
that like
mother,
is that like the
Lady,
ex-wife of the mom?
Lady Aridare.
the
She's
one fucking
the stepmother of Lord
yeah,
Aratos
the
II. She had married his father.
that's fucking Auric.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
she's the one that's fucking.
she's the one that's fucking Auric. She's the one
Ad-
that's fucking Pendergast,
Adler
cheating
looks
on
up from
Pendergast.
Oh wait, he's hold on.
infusing
Oh,
magic in his wand, and it's the first time he pays attention to like the conversation. And he says, "I too know what it feels like to lose your father to trivial things like politics and power derived from precision and positions, nepotism and intrigue, greed. You weren't there, were you, when your father passed? The guilt eats away at your soul, makes you hollow, and the only thing you can fill it with is desires. The desire to rectify what has been wronged. That's why you reach out to us, a party of people unconnected to you, a free agent moving in a sea of chaos that somehow will end up clearing out the mess so that you can see who took your father from you for such trivial things, meaningless things. Oh, I know. The same festering rot lies at the heart of Daggerford. You can count me in. I'll be your agent of unrooting, and together we'll tear the worms from the soil and let the sun dry out their skin as they deserve.
Yeah, all that good stuff. And also, you think your mom would be interested in possibly doing that to my father? Because that'd be great.
I don't I don't understand. Why not just be upfront to begin with? We're risking our lives here under these frost pretenses, and now, since you've seen what we can do, you now trust us? Forgive me if I'm a little skeptical, but I'm tired of half truths. Come forth from the beginning.
you can see
From
how delicate the rather political affairs can be, uh, Luna. I needed to be sure that upon sharing this, this won't be shared elsewhere. Because if Lady Aridare were to learn of my true motive about this, it could ruin any chance of me finding out the truth.
right, it's hard to figure out who you can trust around here. We already figured that out around.
Lord, my lord, I understand your need for discretion, and I feel your sorrow and your anger. And I swear to you, justice will be done. The life of your father was taken, and the truth behind it must be revealed. It is just not a matter of vengeance, but of ensuring that the guilty face the consequences of their actions. I will stand by your side as we search for the answers you seek. Every clue, every sign, we will follow with unwavering dedication. You are not alone in this. Together, my companions and I, we will uncover the truth and bring peace to your father's spirit.
Thank you.
there's anything else that you may know, please let us. This is the time to fill us in and any other additional information you might have.
He goes,
Where
um, he goes, uh, he goes, the information I've given you is all that I am working on. And it there is of course the possibility that I could be very wrong, but until a proper investigation, a discreet investigation is performed, and no such evidence at all could be found. Only then could I finally have some closure on the matter.
Where
He
in life?
goes, but he goes, I he now hit okay now I'm remind your characters. He actually did your characters ever share? They didn't share with Lord Ertos their whole beef with Prendergast, did they?
We didn't.
no,
Okay,
no, we
good.
didn't. We just
Uh,
we
okay, good. Now Prendergast after Lady Aradare, after Lord Ertos the first had passed away, she married Prendergast. Um,
His stepmom married Prendergast.
yeah, his stepmom had married Lord Prendergast, and so he goes regarding her husband, Lord Prendergast. He goes he's an old friend of mine, and the complicated relationship that he has with my former stepmother is what makes it difficult for me personally to actually search for the clues beneath the arena.
Ooh.
So he says my implications are on Lady Aridare, and I have no reason to believe Prendergast had anything to do with what had happened to my father.
Hmm.
hmm,
That's
So
But
yeah,
interesting.
so
still,
so yeah, so he's saying that to your characters, not
yeah.
knowing what
Right,
Prendergast
right.
did. Yeah, so
He probably doesn't know Prendergast
yeah,
doesn't know
not
any of
knowing
this.
your suspicion, not knowing what Prendergast has been doing to your characters and your suspicions of him and all that shit. So
so
He
Pale
sees
Lady
that
speaks
and like
up.
Luna looks at. Go ahead.
Pale Lady speaks up where she says, "But still, the true question remains: how good does his flesh taste?"
Lucian asked, "Do you know where we could look?
So
Do you
Philia
have
go.
any ideas where we could look around here for the information that you're seeking?"
um
Philia speaks up here. Well, we do have legal. We do have legal justifications to snoop around based on the rumors we've been hearing about ghouls around here and so forth. And then you see her like rummaging through her backpack. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. She pulls out a scroll and she holds it to the group and she takes the band off of the scroll. You see here, guys? This is a lawful decree granted by Lord Paladin himself, the unmasked ruler of Waterdeep, giving us full authority to investigate anything involving undead or his whereabouts. Therefore, I consider our action to snoop around in this place lawful. Of course, we don't need to tell the guards what we're up to. So, uh, tomorrow, our absence will not be felt as much since it's a rest day. I
you
say we
mentioned
begin our. Oh, sorry. I say we begin our investigation tomorrow during the day.
you mentioned uh ghouls. Oh, and he chuckles. He's like, that story. Yeah, Lord Prendergast likes to boast about that one when he's drunk. You see this
There might
old.
be some.
He goes. This cabin was once used by ancient cultists long ago as an ossuary for the bones of sacrificed victims, and because of that, it had been frequented by corpse-eating undead for centuries. In fact, the northwestern most portion of a rather large and tangled warren that was filled with such undead. Um, he goes, that was where they were mostly found, and Lord Prendergast had along with some allies of his had done his best to fight many of them off. At which point he had then uh, him and his allies had then installed a large stone plug. And he like points in the direction of like, you know, where it can be located. So he installed a large stone plug it's located in a submerged tunnel. So it's underwater, and he had that installed to keep the remainder of those ghouls out.
Oh,
And so yeah, he's like that's the story behind that. Um, so yeah, so your characters had heard rumors about it and stuff, and what Lord Ertos is doing, but Lord Ertos pretty much fills you in with the facts about that. Um,
we don't gotta
as
leave.
as for the question about where to look, so um, he goes, so due to me being discreet, obviously I cannot exactly go straight to Prendergast with these lines of questions that I have and whatnot. So I have tried to uncover clues in the outlying buildings. I've been, I've been through. He explains the buildings that he's visited to try and find clues there, and he hadn't found anything except he goes, there are two places I have not been able to reach, and that's Prendergast's palace here at the Field of Triumph, and here at the arena understructure. And so, where you can come in, although he goes, where you come in is if you're able to slip away from here, if you're able to slip away from the Cenobi, most likely between battles, and search the surrounding rooms for clues. In fact, if you were to do that, whether you found anything or not, I'll give you all of the winnings. You can keep it all. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
And yes, for your characters with the with sense motive, you can
He
tell
is
that
telling the
like
truth.
you can tell he's like telling the truth. He seems very concerned about like he can tell that it's been weighing on his mind, this nagging suspicion, this about plus mixed with the grief of having missed his not been
So,
there for his
so,
father and
so
not been
he's
there
so
for his
he's
funeral, and
so he suspect that it was foul play from his mom.
yeah, from his
Yeah,
from his
yeah.
stepmother,
The
yeah.
stepmom.
It sounds like a chance for me to get my justice vicariously through you. I'm in. I'm intrigued. I'm focused.
Few of us have. A few of us are own fathers met their untimely demise, no fault of their own. We could definitely sympathize with your plight.
Wow. It was
Fathers
all
are
my
really,
fault.
really overrated.
Speak for yourself. Mine was a strong and beautiful man. Yours is rich and petty, and quite ugly and out of shape.
Oh, you agree? Although you're
And
slightly mistaken because round is a shape.
Hmm, that's true. All things have shapes.
he goes also, should you need any additional supplies for the following days, I can help bring those in.
So Felix gonna use the rest of the day. She's gonna talk to some of the guards, young male guards that might be susceptible to her diplomacy, charms, and so forth, to try to get more information about this place. Where like what leads to where and so forth. She's basically trying to gather info, trying to get some
Gather
clue
info.
where she could she's not gonna disclose this to the Lord. What's his name? This guy, our sponsor. She's
Oh,
not gonna
Lord Ertos
yeah,
the
she's
second.
not
Yeah.
gonna disclose to him our true intention that we're really investigating about the scroll. What is it? The apocalyptic scrolls and all that stuff. He don't need to know that. That's top secret information. But yeah, she's okay, and it seems the consensus of the group. They also okay. We're also investigating about the whereabouts of his father. So that's two missions there, two birds with one shot. We want to know about the apocalyptic scrolls and what the hell they're up to here regarding Kios and this guy's father's death. So she's gonna try and try to be as subtle as possible, not to like hint at them that they're trying to do something illegal. So she'll spend like the rest of the afternoon, evening trying to gather info there, sweet talking and stuff. Get a clue where to
So,
go. If there's like a secret door somewhere, corridor where
Well, I asked him if he knew any places where we could start to look.
he doesn't know though,
No.
but the guards will know.
He
The
said
people
the
that work
arena.
at
He said here the arena under structure. So if you
the
could
arena
slip,
or his palace.
if you could slip out the Cenobi and explore the other parts of the arena on the ground.
Are we free? Are we free to live this like sleeping quarters? We could just walk around
So so
because we could just do that
what your
ourselves.
characters know is that the Cenobi you can freely roam around, as well as going up the stairs to like I guess go out up onto the not the lift. Go onto the actually no, really? It's just the Cenobi area. And the areas near it. So like let's see. But yeah, you guys can go down. You're free to go down that tunnel, and you're free to check out. Is there something missing on here? Yeah. Okay. No. All right. So yeah, you're free to go down this tunnel. But yeah, as you ask around, Sophelia, which, get your information, which wasn't hard to do to get from the arena wardens. But anywhere else, um, besides the Cenobi and the area I'm about to mention, um, the guards will question why you're there, and they're been ordered to redirect you back to Cenobi. There is no permission to roam around as you please, pretty much. And so yeah, if your characters are obviously seen roaming, uh, they will the guards will be like, you need to get back. Like you're not supposed to be. They're hall monitors, pretty much.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Armed hall monitors, but they so the way the security is set up, um and I'll mention this. Talibir Wellick is, and I mentioned him before, but he's a robed figure that supervises. Actually, I might as well just actually character's been here for a while. I can read this stuff off.
Okay.
So the Field of Triumph, it stands on a hillock, and during his time as director, Lord Prendergast has actually purchased many of the buildings surrounding the Field of Triumph, and then he's seen to the renovation of the
Got
ancient
money.
structures. Yeah, of the ancient structures. What? Yeah, if you're an established official noble family in Waterdeep, yeah, it's cause you have fucking money. I think there are actually rules in the Waterdeep book of how to establish your own nobility. Like if you want your family to be considered nobility in Waterdeep, there's rules to do that.
What Littlefinger did?
Um,
Hmm.
There's rules to do that, but it used to be a lot easier, but what over the years, made it even harder to become an established noble. Like they did not make it easy at all. 'Cause I think there was a point where there was too many, and then so that had to get culled down. They were like, all right, too many of you motherfuckers. Like we're we're about to make we're about to make things a little more exclusionary here. So yeah, it was getting ridiculous. So they made it. I think one of them was like you needed like 100,000 gold pieces. I forgot, but they were rules. They made it hard. I was like, damn. But if your character, if your character had or characters, had managed to do that, then yeah, it was possible to become an established what a deep family. But yeah, being rich is definitely one of them. Um, so Lord Prendergast purchased many of the buildings surrounding the Field of Triumph and has seen to the renovation of the ancient structure's watchtowers and creating an effective safety cordon around the arena itself. He built large barrack for the guards into a section of the arena terraces and has chosen a nearby building as his own personal residence, which is that was the spot that Lord Urza said he hasn't really explored. Um, Although again, he doesn't implicate Lord Prendergast, but since it's possible that since his stepmother has been there, she doesn't live there, but she lives at her own her own estate, but um he's never really pushed for like trying to like explore his home. He's more concerned about exploring the arena understructure where his father had actually been, had actually lost his life along with those other workers. Um, yeah, so Prendergast chose a building to be his personal residence, and then he expanded it and connected it to the arena's main tribune. So the main tribune of the arena is connected to his home. um, via a tunnel.
Mm.
Um, the during the during the day, the main gates of the arena are open to the public, and everyone can watch the workers prepare the arena for the games, or keep things all tidy and managed. Um, so there's laborers being hired here to work as carpenters and smiths and stage workers. Also during the day, it's very busy. You've got the guards and the workers. Um, as these workers and guards are toiling throughout the day, there is a robed figure who supervises them, and his name is Telebir Wellick. And from what your characters know or have been told about him or had gathered info on, um, he's the tournament's referee, and he he's been lauded as like a very, very strict, no nonsense, by the book kind of a person. Um, as for his relationship with Prendergast, it's actually pure business. The two don't have any sort of like outside business relationship. They um Calibir comes to the Field of Triumph, does his job, and that's pretty much it. There's no that line between like that line is very thick between like Calibir and Lord Prendergast. There's no um which a lot of people say Prendergast was the reason he hired Telebir because he needed somebody that was just focused on the job and doesn't get involved with anything else. So it seems pretty uh clear that Telebir is not involved in anything Prendergast is doing. So
Right.
he can actually be scratched off of like the suspect list pretty much of like being in league with Prendergast. The one that's definitely in league with Prendergast is his right hand man, Captain
Right.
Okramall. Yeah, your
Right.
character's pegged that motherfucker easy, but
Yeah.
That's that's
He's
Talibir's
his
safe.
dirty work
Yeah,
man. Right.
yeah, that's his
Talibir's
enabler.
but Talibir Willick is he's safe. He just Talibir's just concerned with making sure the games run smoothly, and he takes his responsibility very seriously. Um, and he has a toad familiar named Dreamic that chills on his shoulder. So, um,
Oh, you're a spellcaster?
Talibir, yeah, he's a wizard. He's a wizard.
Oh,
Yeah, he he's a wizard, and he's a member of the Watchful Order as well. Um, But yeah, he uses his magic. A lot of his spells is like crowd control or like detecting magic, detecting poison, his magic concern is mainly used to like either keep the spectators like safe from any danger or to help out like unruly gladiators or even monsters or you know and to keep an eye on the field, make sure nothing strange is going on magically or illegally or against the rules of the game. Um, the the Field of Triumph has watchtowers. The watchtowers are manned by the arena wardens during the games. Um, with their primary purpose being to add ambience to the proceedings, but just in case a fight gets out of control and spills into the crowd, these arena wardens are expected to do what they can to contain any panic. Um,
Right.
there is a passage near the gates that leads to the barracks of the wardens. Um, there is, you guys already know about the lift. There's a lift in the arena itself that it's covered up by a lot of like dirt and like dirt and to like make it look like it's part of the arena, so you don't see like a big door that. But there is a lift. That lift is what takes you, you know, down below into the arena on the structure. Um, the with the security, he has a small army of guards, including an elite group of ex-gladiators and ex-adventurers as for the arena's security. The guards are well paid. Guards are well paid, and it can be said that their loyalty to Prendergast is equally inspired by the director's legendary lack of mercy when dealing with incompetence, insubordination, and sloth. So Prendergast is pretty no nonsense with that. N-
Right.
The
Drill sergeant.
the majority of Lord Prendergast's guards are the arena ward. They are warriors armed with short bows and short spears, clad in studded leather armor. They reside in the warden's barrack. They patrol the arena grounds, they man the watchtowers, and they guard the outlying buildings. They wear blue cloaks with large clasps shaped like Lord Prendergast's bastard sword.
Got a private army.
Um, During big events such as the Champions Games, the wardens are also augmented by a number of people that are hired they're not trained warriors. They're actually hired more for crowd control. They're called the pouncers, and they're just like extra hands to like help out the guards. They're unarmored humans or mostly humans, but sometimes you know uh dwarves or even half orc or um the only thing they're armed with is club, and they're active throughout the day. They're recognizable for their blue tabards. They tend to patrol in pairs, and they are to report to the warden sergeant stationed in the watchtowers. Prendergast himself has about 30 personal guards, his personal bodyguards, the cream of his forces, and they reside in the bodyguards' barrack. They got their own barracks, and they're there under the direct command of Lord Prendergast and his cohort, Captain Oakpearl. They wear distinctive purple cloaks, and they're charged with three directives: to protect Prendergast from direct attacks, to respond to alarms raised in the palace, in his home, or in the arena understructure, and to patrol the service level of the understructure at night. Uh, the bodyguards are known to be loyal. They do not seem to share Prendergast's cruelty, nor do they. It doesn't seem that it's possible that most of them don't even know the full story about his personal escapades. Um, Captain Okoro, is he's rarely seen with Prendergast in public, but he does have periodic meetings with him. Um, it's been said that it's usually him discussing questions of security and intelligence, and obviously possibly other things. Um, where's the map? 17, 18. Okay. So as for gathering information about the current area you're in and any places nearby, Sophelia, and you you know what? Let me reveal this because obviously all the okay. So these two rooms, this is the kitchen and the infirmary. So infirmary is in here and kitchen is here. And we can They are two adjoining rooms, a kitchen and infirmary. They're used to cook meals and administer first aid to the wounded. Both rooms are kept very clean and well equipped. I remember there being a joke about having the infirmary right near the kitchen. But both rooms are very well clean from what your characters can have seen. Um,
Yeah.
there's nothing special or valuable that's left there at night. There's a sink on the north wall. Um, Connects to the sewer system through a tiny drainage pipe. The cowl of the fireplace in the northwest corner um, has a very large flue. Man, I haven't heard that term in a long time. I used to work at I used to work at a chimney and boiler cleaning, and air duct cleaning company. We had to, yeah, we had to like install new flues in people's chimneys and shit sometimes. Um, as for that tunnel off to the down here, I'll zoom in over here. That leads. So the guards tell from the the guards that Sophia has spoken to, they which for diplomacy, she easily charmed them to being friendly. And in fact, they they compliment her on her and congratulate her on her and her team's wins. Some of the guards are happy as well because of the bets they've made, and not all of them. There's a few that actually was like, "Fuck it, let me. You never know. Let me put money towards this rank one team." Um, uh, but one of them was like, "Oh, I had a feeling you guys would win." He goes, "Cause he's like my sister had you actually uh there's one guard in particular that's really friendly to Sophia because he mentions that if it wasn't for them taking down that chimera, his sister would have been would have been killed. So he's grateful for that. He had a younger sister that was in the crowd, and
Mm.
so he knew immediately to bet on you guys.
Yeah. He, insider's knowledge.
Right.
Heard about us.
Yep. Saw us in action.
Right. Witnessed in action. They were like, he was like, I remember I did this there in this arena.
They're
Okay.
definitely not ranked.
I'm
Look at
there,
the
right.
Chimera. They're not rank one. I'm putting all my
Right.
money in.
Um. Oh, that reminds me. You know what? I'll say it after. So you learn that there's actually a huge cave down that tunnel. The end of that tunnel is a huge cave, and it resembles the Cenobi. But the place is in a state of century-old abandonment. It looks like a surface structure had once stood there. And there's a cluster of stone houses that are buried under a million tons of rubble a long time ago. There are these in this in that labyrinth of ceiling high sections of ruined walls. The only remarkable feature is the idol that gives the cave its name, the 10-foot high alabaster statue of a powerful giant armed with a mattock or a mattock. What is it, mattock or mattock? Big ass fucking hammers. Pronunciation. I've seen the word, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Mattock.
Matic.
Oh, mattock. Oh, okay, like automatic. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, wielding a mattock, which is like a massive double-headed fucking hammer, two-handed fucking like hammer kind of shit. Um, Now the silent guardian of that area, which people have nicknamed the Titan's House. The statue stands in an almost completely enclosed space in the northeast part of that cave. Um, it's said that the catacomb of stone buildings, predates even Waterdeep itself. Stories say that it is built by an ancient cult of demon worshippers who performed human sacrifices on the hillock above, and all that remains are those well-built
Mm.
but empty ruins. And those catacombs are actually frequented by the gladiators that is staying in the Cenobi. Um, because those rooms back there in that cavern are safe and relatively private place. Some gladiators had gone back there on the first day, or well, I should say earlier in the day, um, as places of meditation or
Which
as
gladiators?
the ones that were earlier in the day, but the before they were getting eliminated from the matches.
Okay.
Just yeah, several different tires. Some of them would go in those in there for like places of meditation or to pass the time. Maybe having like sparring sessions or for more carnal pursuit. Some fucking going on.
Right.
um. So yeah, I'll reveal it because I'm sure something the
Pique
group
some
wants to
interest.
check out.
Definitely want to check
Uh,
that out just to make sure. Because you said it's a ancient temple of sacrifices, or what you say? Some about.
I mean, that's what the stories say. I mean, I mean, the structures is so old and so ruined. It's really hard to tell what stories are true or not. That seems to be like the main story.
Right.
But the only thing that's standing with any the only thing here that has some clue as to its past is that statue of what some believe to be a statue of a Titan, and hence why they nicknamed it
Gotcha.
The Titan House. Um, Shoot, I might as well reveal all of this shit. Yeah, there's the statue. There you go. And you can see like a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
site there. Some gladiators were chilling over here. Obviously you don't see any now, but that first day, that first evening, and then and then earlier earlier in this day, yeah, there was some that was either hanging out in one of these rooms or which were chilling over here and talking or
This place is huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the cave floor, it slopes down to the south. So pretty much where Sophelia just moved to. The floor is starting to slope down.
Yeah, it looks like
She
there's
could,
something across that
yeah,
lake.
you could see a pool of water. Um, that, yeah, you can see a pool of water, and that pool of water, this was where Lord Ertos II had said
Hmm.
the tunnel that leads to like another set of like caverns and warrens where those ghouls were located. Yeah, he said over here.
That's her like number one place to go
Yeah,
further investigate.
she
But
said
she's gonna gather the rest of the party first.
he said that here is the underneath the water is a stone plug that was put in there by Prendergast and his allies after they beat back some of these ghouls. They plugged it up. So you would have to if you
Unplug
wanted
it.
to explore it, you would have to go underwater and unplug it.
She's curious.
Uh,
She's gonna jump in there and take a look around underneath the water and
yeah.
to see how to go about it to pull that plug. If it's something that could be done with brute strength or magic or what.
So you
You
dive
you already
in.
know Adler will go with you.
Ah, okay, yeah, definitely. I thought she went by herself. Yeah,
So
So
it's
that
Yeah,
it's the waters. Why would I not go?
yeah, yeah, she's jumping in there.
so the two of you are in the water. Um, it goes down about 10 feet. The water's about 10 feet deep, and you can easily see the plug. You were able to see the plug from the surface. But you can see the rest now. Um, it's it's definitely something that you'd have to either have immense strength to break through, or or something to destroy it. Um, or some other method of getting through that, because it's pretty big plug.
So Adler, when Sophia goes topside to get here,
Mhm.
Adler says to her, he goes, we could see what's on the other side before we pull the plug. A little cheat, a little corner cut, two ways, like two sides of a coin. We
How?
could, we could ask Luna to have her sweet, sweet onyx seep into the stone to see what lies beyond the plug. Or I can call my tunnel thugs and they could seep into the stone, come out the other side, and give us a good idea of what lies beyond. What do you say?
Go for it. At least to confirm whether or not there is any undead on the other
Hmm,
side.
my thoughts exactly.
For all we know, someone as competent and as strong as Lord Panthergast, and with the kind of crew that he has, why wouldn't he just eliminate all the undead? Something doesn't. Something is not making sense here, unless he's hiding something on the other side.
You overestimate him. We're stronger than him. If it were us, we wouldn't need a plug. We
No, no, no,
destroy
no.
them all.
You're. It's not underestimating him. It's that we're overestimating him. He may make it seem like there's a threat out there past these holes, underneath these tunnels. But I doubt there any threat for someone of his caliber and strength. He just spread these rumors, perhaps, so nobody goes snooping around in there.
I say
Send your
he's weak and he ran away. He couldn't do it, so he left it here to fester.
see what you can find out, but don't have him go too far off though, because if there is any intelligence beings on the other side, then it'll just give up our cover, and we'll be at a disadvantage going in there with the rest of the crew. Just to confirm whether or not there is ghouls by the entrance. That should be sufficient.
Hmm. And so Allah begins to summon. Let's get it. Exploration. What lies is below. Every chapter, we always end up getting submerged in some body of water.
I'll say, I was gonna say, yeah, there's been a lot of
since
underwater
chapter
shit with this
one.
group.
Since chapter one, she got attacked by a ghoul trying to paralyze her. But she like scuba dive mode down underneath the. I remember that back at level one. About to get me a bodysuit that has oxygen in it because that was a that's a scuba suit, scuba diving suit.
That shit is cool. So
You can just borrow Lucian's mask and breathe underwater for 5 hours.
Oh, you got a mask too.
Yep.
Adler's feet is coming in handy. I didn't even know it was gonna work that way, but I'm glad it worked out.
Right, right. At least you're getting some mileage out of it.
Yeah, I'm getting good mileage out of it. So you guys see Pale Lady disappear. Alec concentrates and then wordlessly calls forth Tunnel Thug. Is it on the Summer Monster 3? No, it's on the Summer Monster 2.
Oh, those trip.
Yo, Pichardo, before I pass
Mhm.
out, can you be down Monday? You be down to play Monday night?
This Monday?
Yeah.
Do you
Or
think?
Permanently though.
Oh, permanently? I mean, I'll try, but usually, like me go, usually me going to bed like back to back late. I think Tuesday group might suffer for me then.
gotcha.
Mm.
But I mean, I'm willing to give it a try, but I know it'll be difficult for me
Right.
because usually
Cause,
at least like the way we have it now is like at least we have like a break in between. Like one day we play, the other, cover.
Right.
right. I'm trying to figure it out so we can get
But
Dave in here.
Yeah, to
we
get
could do
Dave in there. We
we
could
could.
do it.
I'm cool with doing it temporarily, like let's say like 3 months, and then
Oh yeah.
switch back. Is
Yeah.
that
I was thinking
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was
If
thinking
we
that
really
Yeah.
just
do
trying to get Dave in there until his schedule switches up again.
yeah?
right.
So like we're like what April now? Maybe like in July
Mhm.
we go back to like the way it was before.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
was
don't know.
Yeah.
thinking that too. Yeah. And then if
Oh,
his
so I
shit's
don't have to.
and then if his shit's still not put back together, could do it like a bi-weekly thing probably. That way
Yeah.
it's that way he
Then that'll.
gets some action every other
Right.
week or something. Yeah.
Is that like his permanent schedule? Like on Mondays he's in the city. I mean on
Monday.
Thursday.
It's Monday and Tuesday. He's free.
But
Before
I'm
it
gonna
was
be
Tuesday,
honest.
Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday he was free, but now it's Monday, Tuesday he's open.
I mean, because let's be honest, we're kind of lucky that we can play twice a week, weekly. Like that's not really heard of
Right.
for most groups.
Oh yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah. No, he had it. He had a shift where like he left work Thursday. Like he was here like an hour after we started, but because of seniority, like somebody else got the shift, so he got bumped off of it, and he hasn't been able to get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if he was like, damn, he's like, I went through because he did. He went through all this shit just to get Thursday. He had it for a while, and then all of a sudden they bumped him off, and he's like, well, nobody likes the shift anyway. I'll probably get it back soon, but he, he has
Yeah, I mean I'll give it.
He,
I give it a
that didn't
try though.
happen,
definitely
right?
thinks of so.
Yeah, I'll give it a try because I know myself though. Like
Yeah,
if
Yeah.
I go 2 3 nights back to back without getting enough sleep, at work the next day,
Yeah,
like I'm like
yeah.
useless. I can't
Yeah,
think.
Everything
I
I
was
can't.
suffocating.
Bro,
I
I
the
can't
same
feel
way.
see.
that.
Yeah.
I'm falling
Right.
asleep at my desk.
Right. Right.
I'm about to crash right now. I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do Monday. I
Damn,
could do Monday, and then
bro.
what I
Today's
do
so
is
much.
and what I'll do is Tuesday I'll take a nice little nap before I do the
Yeah.
Tuesday game.
All right.
Like
I'm gonna tap out here.
If I power nap, I'm usually good. But
Wednesday to
All right,
Thursday,
man.
I had a
Have a
good
good
sleep.
one, bro.
From Wednesday to Thursday, I had a good
yeah,
sleep. And look, even today, I freaking overslept, which I rarely do
Right.
on a
You were
Thursday.
passing out on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Like
you
Huh?
you
was
were
Oh,
you
tired
were
Tuesday.
tired on Tuesday.
right, right. And that's not like imagine if I'm like staying up the whole night Monday and Tuesday. I might not even survive Tuesday. But I'm willing to give it, a try for a bit. If
okay.
it ain't working,
So
I'll let you guys
you,
know.
you guys didn't handle this part. I'm gonna crash. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
bro.
bro.
All
I'm
right.
kind of cheesing these days. Like I could work from home. So like on days that like I'm working and on days that I'm playing, I know next day I gotta get up early. I just cheese and work from home. Get up just long enough to do my fucking
Mm,
meetings and shit, and then that's it. Go right back to sleep and catch up. Get
nice.
paid for that shit.
okay, I'm trying to figure out what you're doing with the tunnel thug because they have meld into stone.
Right. I'm assuming that the cap that they meld into is like no more than 5 feet, like in thickness. So if they can meld into it, they could see out the other side. It says.
Let me see.
Says they can see what goes on outside, and it can remain merged as long as it desires. So they can
When the
meld
cast,
into the cap and then see
well,
on the
let's
other
see
side.
how it is with the face of the stone through which you melded. You remain aware to pass the time and can cast spell. Nothing that goes on outside can be. Nothing that goes on outside can be seen, but you can still hear what happens around you.
Huh?
So, yeah.
But as I read it for for the supernatural ability on the cat on the creature itself, it says this ability is similar to meld with stone,
Oh, I see.
cast over
Except that
12,
they can see what
except
goes on
they can
outside and
see
and can
yeah,
remain
they're
merged
different.
as. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're different. They got a little extra with that shit.
Hmm.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So what he can do is he can meld into the stone, and if he's able, if it's not too thick, he's able to, see what's on the other side.
Right. I'm
Although
assuming
although he
outside.
it won't be able to exit because with meld into stone, you have to exit the spot that you just entered.
That's
So
about you
yeah.
came in. Right.
So okay, so you summon it, you direct it to enter, and it does that, and it comes back to you and reports that what it saw was a 5 foot wide tunnel that goes down about uh about 20-25 feet before it curves.
Mm.
So
Now it also has blind sense too. So if something was like
near it, yeah.
invisible or something, it would be able to
Yeah.
notice
It
what's going
didn't
on. And it has dark vision.
all it sensed was the tunnel. I mean, all it saw was the tunnel. It didn't sense anything else in the tunnel
Okay.
or anything like that. So
When I tell Sophia within the first 30 feet, there's nothing there. All there is there's a tunnel that goes down. But if we
Mm,
wanted to see more, we would have to send. We would have to ask Sophilia's permission to send Onyx down there. But as far as what's right beyond this plug, we're safe to go. And nothing invisible either. My creatures, they sense things that disturb the very air itself.
mm.
Blind sense and dark vision. They see in multiple perceptions all at once.
that area gather, we need to investigate further. I think it's probably wise if you and Luna rest up for the night so you could gather back your arcane energies, and we'll go first thing in the morning. What say you?
I'd like to go now. I'm feeling fresh as we stand.
Mm, hmm. Do you have any invisibility magic at your disposal?
Of
Your
course I do.
character, your characters, as you're talking, you can hear a group coming into the cavern, talking amongst each other, and the Alzido language, which is a language that's spoken commonly in Kalimshan to the south.
I don't
I do
think
not
Sophie
speak
knows that.
Alzido.
I don't think Sophie has that.
I never even heard of it.
Me neither. That's why I know she don't have it because I never heard of that before.
I've heard of it, but I don't got it though.
But but yeah, you hear them talking amongst each other and Alzido, and hear a couple of hear a couple of chuckles, and so it sounds like a group of you know of one of the teams coming in here prior to the hangout.
Hmm. So Ella goes, "Of course I do."
Huh. I am tempted to go on a recon, but I think it's probably best that we save the fun for tomorrow. Plus, she grins at uh, Adler. Plus, it wouldn't be fair if we leave out the rest on the fun, right?
It would be. They've had plenty of fun. I barely got to do anything in that arena.
You did a lot. You served as a deterrent. Thanks to you, the archer, the elven archers were not able to get to us that easily.
Bah, I'm sick of these rules. I'm so handcuffed. There's so much I could do. I can't do anything.
Uh, are you able to teleport twice, there and back, with me?
If you so wish.
You know what? We're just gonna go in there just to take a quick look, but then we're heading back. We're not gonna fight.
Now we're talking.
All right. But cast invisibility on yourself first and teleport us there. Sophia takes out Fiend Slayer, and then she nods at you to, whenever you're ready.
All right, so Addy will do invisibility on himself.
Yeah.
And Pale Lady's in his head going, "Where do you think you're going?" So Adler concentrates for a moment and he uses Master's Call and teleports her directly next to
she,
him.
she goes to Addie. Remember, I'm just trying to confirm that this is where we're supposed to go tomorrow and not a dead end.
Of course. But if I left without Pale Lady, she would have told the rest of the group that we left out of spite. Best that we take her with us. All parties included. No witnesses left behind. A sin left untold. Are you ready?
She nods.
Uh, the group that came in was the team, the Sapphire, the Sapphire Squad.
We're gonna try and avoid interacting with them as possible.
They
Hopefully, vanish before they see us.
Right.
We don't want them to
Quick
know that
dip.
we're up to
the
something. Yeah.
Sapphire Squad. It looks like they're from the your characters have seen them and learned about them. Um, they're a squad of they're led by a they're led by a not by a human but by a Janai,
Oh
uh,
shit.
a kind of genie.
Which which element?
The Janai, the Janai is the
Oh no,
they're the
I thought
ones that are
I was
they're the
thinking
ones that are
genocide.
yeah
Okay.
no they're no not genocide the
The
a,
Genai the
Ifriti,
air
the,
ones, right?
I think
the
they call it Jean. They call it
yeah, the Ifriti is the fire ones.
Yeah.
Jeans. Or I think it's
And
The
Janai.
Johns are like the air ones,
are those the
right?
air
No,
ones?
no, no, no. The Janai are I think they're native to
Kalimshan?
no, they're native to they're native outsiders. They're well shit, who has Royal Plains check?
I don't. Well,
I do.
Addy does. Addy does.
Let's see what my modifier is right quick. Okay.
Yeah. I mean you could either roll or take 10. I'll take-
I'll take 10.
All right. So uh so the Janai, well the Jan, but it's Janai and it's singular. Um they're they're a type of genie. Genies being human-like beings that dwell in the elemental planes that are known and famous for their strength, guile, and skill with illusion magic. Um, who have the ability to enter any of the elemental planes, or the astral plane, or even the material plane. Um, but the Janai are the weakest of the genies, the weakest of the genies, in fact, said to be formed out of all four elements, and therefore spend most of their time on the material plane. So they are
Oh shit.
outsiders, but they have the native subtype because of their um closer connection to the material plane than other outsiders.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
all four elements. Huh.
yeah, they're physically strong, courageous. Um, they are capable of the magic that they have is they're capable of making themselves go invisible, creating food and water. They can enter the ethereal plane. Um, so a Janai, swashbuckler, is who leads the Sapphire Squad, and his squad appears to be all made up of Kalashite warriors, all um, swashbucklers that fight with scimitars.
It's Aladdin and the 40 Thieves.
Yeah. Dervish dancers.
Oh, yeah, are they all human? Oh yeah, yeah. I think
Yo,
yeah. The
40 Thieves is a underrated movie. Yo,
yeah
that shit was godlike.
the humans. Yeah, yeah. So it's a it's a Jean that's swashbuckler who also he has a squad of so a team of Yeah, team of dervishes, pretty much.
Mm.
They fight uh with
And they got
scimitars and with a lot of mobility, a lot of grace. They, said they battle like the Sirocco winds of the desert.
they got a prestige class I think called Dawnflower Dervish as well
Yeah.
in Pathfinder. Yeah.
But yeah, they're here. The leader's like seems very jolly and boisterous, and like they notice well, they notice the one that's over there in the his his name is Korush. I'll put his name there, the leader of the Sapphire Squad. He's like, and he calls
Karush.
out to Sophia, who's in that pool. Obviously doesn't
Ooh,
see he doesn't see um Adler
Adler.
because he had just went invisible, but he's
Adler and Pale Lady.
and Pale. Oh,
Both
yeah, that's right.
invisible.
She was next to you, right? So yeah, you share the spells.
Hmm.
Um, just see Sophia there, and he's like, "Going for a swim, are you?"
Right.
Well, when you're
You
done
could
with
say
that, why not have some drinks on us? We're celebrating our victory. You should celebrate yours as well.
uh
They're like over here, pretty much, like calling
she,
out.
she goes like, "Congratulations on your victory. Hopefully your team and ours get to fight in the next 2 days."
Likewise, we shall see. We shall see. For now, we party.
Enjoy. Thank you for the invitation. I'm truly honored. And she goes and she whispered to Adler, any moment now. Then she waves, well, until later. And then she waves. They'll probably think that she's casting a spell or some shit. Actually, she wants that people to think that she's a spellcaster. That gives her more hate.
Adler takes out his wand, dimension hop.
Well, I guess we have to jump in the water first, then, right?
I would
Before you
say
can do
you better
dimension
get
hop.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to
You
get to the
gotta get
Yeah,
plug. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna do
right.
dimension door or something. So I guess she'll jump into the water, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to do it like three
Right near it.
times.
Hmm.
And pretty much get you on the others. I mean, yeah, three charges pretty much get everybody on the other side. Oh, so all right. Your characters are now on the other side of that. In the tunnel, they can move about. Where the hell is the wand? Oh, there it is. Dimension hop,
Oh, okay.
three charges.
We're in the water temple at in the Zelda game.
Hmm.
Ocarina of Time.
So she's gonna get to the edge here and do like a perception. She's not I mean, I know it's impossible for her to like sneak, but she's not like being noisy like she
She's
normally
gonna
is.
make the attempt, pretty
She's gonna
much.
make the attempt, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You can roll it or take 10.
It's her modifier. I think since she has a dexterity 16 now, it's like zero now, right? Plus zero modifier. So the minus
Yeah.
10 penalty.
So yeah,
So if she were to
plus
take 10,
zero
that's a
then.
10. Is that good
Yeah,
or bad? Is a 10 good? 10 like no modifier?
that's that's not gonna help with something that's got some pretty good perception. Probably better to roll.
She'll roll, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably better off rolling. You might get that 19, 20 that can help.
Okay, a 12. Better than a
12,
10.
Two
right.
more, yeah.
Let's see where's she at. There. Okay. Fuck, where is it?
The hell, I see like dead bodies over there. Yeah, she got Fiend Slayer out too. Can't be too careful, you know.
Perception.
Do I roll perception?
You won't need to because what you notice isn't trying to stealth. Although
Uh,
they do turn your way.
Three
One of them, one of them,
exclamation
like
marks.
right as you get to the edge and you're trying your best to. She was never good at it. She never bothered training in it, so she
Nope.
knows. Try to be sneaky, but
Uh,
failed to stay hidden. Made enough noise where one of them looked up, but what she does see,
is it dark here? Like dark, or
yeah,
is it like
yeah,
some
it's
light?
dark. She has dark
What?
vision,
She got
right?
dark vision, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so she could see in, yeah. Yeah, it's dark in here. There's no light. Which means Adler can't see shit. Uh,
Well, she's definitely curious to see what's out there for a fact.
so what she sees, uh, either standing or pacing, a few of them gnawing on with their teeth, with their sharp teeth and their claws on some bones that still has pieces of rotten, decayed meat on them.
Please don't tell me it looks humanoid. That meat. It better be some chicken or
They
calves.
are. Oh, you don't. Yeah. Well, you see a creature you're all too familiar with, and to make matters worse, you can smell this horrible, disgusting stench of death and corruption that's overwhelming. Um, throughout this chamber.
Mhm.
But what you see are, at first you thought they were ghouls, but you recall ghouls don't have that kind of stench. In fact, these are more than ghouls. These are ghasts,
Ooh.
a far more deadly and cunning
Mm.
version of ghouls. But they do look like their lesser kin. So because she's fought ghouls, she knows that they can transmit, ghoul fever as a disease.
Mhm.
She knows about the paralysis. She recalls that.
They tried to get her with that
Um, but
before.
with gas, they have they have a very corrupt uh odor that can sicken living creatures that are within range, that are close.
Mm.
She sees a pack of these in here, and they see her, and that is a good spot to stop.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
How many?
He can make out about 9 of them.
Mm. Those
Yes,
those
yes.
corpses that they were eating, what kind of did they look like? Kind of fresh, like they were being fed or something?
The corpses.
Well, the trail definitely got worn.
There's rubble and old bones, and you're able to make out that these old bones are bones of not just animals but also humanoids, and they clutter the floor of this 15-foot high cave, and of course, there's this terrible stench of decay that hangs here. Um,
This is where they find this is where they send the bodies at. They don't want nobody to find.
and these pack of guests are dwelling here.
Dwaygar, you delete. He's back at Dwaygar.
But
All right.
yep. And that is where we will pick up from here next week.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Or well, yeah, Monday.
So how are we gonna do it? Just like every Monday, or alternating, like 1 week Monday, 1 week Thursday, or
we could do it like that, so it's not too taxing on us every week.
yeah, I think that's like it was you that came up with that suggestion. I think that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. I say we could do this Monday coming up, and then
And then the
and
following
then and then
Thursday,
a
the following
following
week.
Thursday. Yeah, we could do it like that. That way Dave could at least get in at least half the sessions
Mm-hmm.
instead of none.
Right.
All right.
All right,
So yeah, we'll
gents.
do it like that.
All right. See you
All right.
next week.
See you
All
next week.
right. See you Monday.
GG's.
Peace.
Peace.